Mm, yeah. I'm going to hit the go live button, see if this works over on YouTube. See what we get here. And it says we are live. All right. And let me see. Is anybody out there on the YouTube side? Yeah, G Webs is out there. How you tonight, G Webs? He's out there. He was out there as G Webs Arizona and Gun Websites. Thank you for the thumbs, sir. Appreciate it. So, before we went live, we were just talking about stuff. Yes, we are live. Ohio 45 ACP. How are you tonight? Cool. Decided we're going to try out the gun tube chamber tonight. See how that goes. I think I just lost Kingpin. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem at all. Yep, Kingpin's back. You there, Kingpin? Where is he? Says he is. Shows he is. Says he's having connectivity issues. Them pesky robots.
Another good thing about the gun chamber over StreamYard and Google Hangouts is when I got kicked out, it automatically brought me back. Like I didn't have to click any buttons. I just had to wait for like 3 or 4 seconds for it to reload, and it brought me back in.
Cool. And you didn't have to wait for me to notice you down there in the green room either, because there ain't one.
Yeah.
Hoping more people will show up so we can give this a more fitting test run. You know, we just did it last night on Night Strike's channel. If you guys didn't see our telethon last night on Night Strike, I think it was on the GunTube channel itself. That, here on YouTube, the GunTube channel. Yeah, we were having some fun last night.
I listened to that show earlier. It was great.
When I say we had a telethon, we were singing and everything. We were having us a good old time last night.
I wish I could have been there so bad. When I started listening to the show, I was like, all right, they're just going to talk a little bit. And then I started hearing Snob start singing. And I was like, I can't believe I missed it.
We all started singing, man. We were all singing. Gary, me, Obnoxious. I think Night Strike might be the only one that didn't actually do any singing.
The other day on Gary's show, Night Strike belted out some pretty good lyrics, though. He definitely came in. I can't put anybody over Snob. Snob is my favorite, but Night Strike came in a really close second.
Did you catch when were you guys able to hear when I was doing Devil Went Down to Georgia really fast?
I couldn't really make out what you were saying because I was doing a bunch of other stuff, but I could definitely hear it.
I was trying to see how fast I could do it.
Snob's wife has joined us.
Yeah, Stacy has a link if she's able to jump in. Oh, and I just dropped something. Had to get a new laptop desk, and I just dropped one of the knobs to it. It's okay. It's just a spare. It's supposed to have 2 adjustment knobs for height, but if you need to set it on the lowest possible setting, only one of the knobs will work because they didn't drill a hole for the other one. And I don't have them tap where I drill the hole myself. Put it in there. She's driving and on mobile. Well, we're not on StreamYard, so mobile might work okay. Oh, but you're driving. The driving part. Is Snob with you? Tell him to jump in on his link. He got a link too. Then you can both just do like Gunpowder and Tardot do and talk over one phone. You guys pretty much do that anyway. Whenever you jump in, he's always behind you. Instead of jumping in on his own link. So what do you think about that Texas situation?
I really don't know a whole lot about it. Last night I flipped it on when somebody mentioned it and was just reading the captions. I was muted, so I was just reading the captions. And from what I understand, the police were pulling somebody over for failure to use a turn signal. And I guess when the cop walked up to the car to initiate contact, the person started shooting.
You know, as soon as the cops pulled him over, he pulled his rifle. He had to have it in the front seat with him and started shooting through the rear window at the cops.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then apparently the only thing I could think is when that happened, that gave him enough time to get away. Like once the cops started realizing, hey, we got to take cover.
Yeah, because
That gave him.
he hit one of the cops right there, and then he shot two other cops later and 22 other people, I believe, and 7 of them passed away, and 2 of them five of them went at the scene, and then 2 of them passed away overnight at the hospital.
Well, I know that one of the dead was the bad guy.
No, this is in addition. The way the New York Post and Fox News have the story written up, that's in addition to him. There was 7 total victims then and him. That would be a total of 8 if you counted him in.
Wow.
And there's still people in critical condition, and they don't know if they're going to make it or what have you. The youngest that was killed was a 15-year-old, and the oldest was a 57-year-old. The youngest victim is a 17-month-old baby.
And see, that's the kind of thing that's going to fire me up too. Is all next week when they talk about, but the children, little kids like that get killed in Baltimore all the time, and it's never national headlines.
It's a good thing they got the guy when he did, because he was heading into what is described as a very busy movie theater on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I mentioned that last night. It popped up that the shooter was killed at the movies, and I didn't know. Like I said, I just looked up and saw it, so I didn't know if it was the parking lot, if the guy got into the movie theater, if there was 2 shooters.
It was outside the movie theater where he was finally stopped. They don't know if that was his plan all along, or if that was going to be a targeted fiend, because they have no motive yet on this guy at all. None. Officially. Sergeant was speculating last night that he was intentionally targeting the officers, and that he just snapped, and after that, and went after other people as well. That's entirely possible. We don't know, but it's a safe bet to say that he may have intentionally been targeting officers, because how many people drive around with a loaded rifle on their laps waiting for somebody to pull them over, And there's a lot. This one just is one of those head scratcher kind of situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's pretty sad on where civilization is at right now. And I know, I mean, I'm not foolish. I understand that it's a small fraction, but this is 2019. You'd figure we'd be a little bit more advanced, but apparently we're not.
Now, I liked what the police chief down there said. I don't know if you saw his comments.
No, I haven't really seen anything at all.
Okay, let me see. Let me find it. The police chief said he wasn't naming the shooter, described by officials Saturday as a white man in his 30s, because I refuse to. I'm not going to give him any notoriety for what he did, the chief said.
Yeah, G-Web says, "Oh, come on, that is one guy." That's what I'm saying is I'm aware of the fact that it's a very small minority, but it's still not good enough. Well, and
What are you?
that's one of the things too. And nobody needs to know. The people involved in the court need to know what the guy's name is. The mass public doesn't need to know that guy's name. Forget his name. His name is irrelevant.
It's out there. The New York Post has the guy's name. They put it
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
I mean it's news. They're going to report it.
I'm not going to say what the guy's name is. Don't ask. I'm not going to tell you. But yeah. And then we've had people already saying, "Oh, we need better background checks. If we had better background checks, this guy would have been stopped." And President Trump came out in response to that no, background checks weren't going to do anything to stop this guy. This guy had a criminal record. He did not buy his guns legally.
Oh,
His,
my guided tour of Baltimore City still stands. Anybody who wants to come on, get yourself to Maryland. I'll take you to Baltimore. We'll do 2 tours. We'll do one at noon, and then we'll do one at midnight. And if you still think that background checks are going to work, then I'll pay for your flight in and out and your hotel and all that kind of stuff, and pay for you to go home. And I'll throw all my guns to the Benchmade people.
yeah,
Because I'll introduce you to 100 people that got more guns than I do, and not one of them would pass a background check.
Here's the direct quote from the president, if you want to hear it. Background checks, I will say that for the most part, sadly, if you look at the last 4 or 5, going back even 5 or 6 or 7 years, for the most part, as strong as you make your background checks, they will not have stopped any of it. And you know what? He's absolutely right. It doesn't matter how strong you make the background check. We already have background checks and a lot, and you see what happens with background checks. The ones that are being background checks, people illegally.
You're also going into predictive elements there. That I passed a background check. I got my license to buy guns in Maryland. I got a whole bunch of guns sitting right here next to me. So just because I passed a background check doesn't mean that I'm not going to do something stupid today.
And part of the problem, if you go back to what was it, the church shooter in Texas? Remember, was it a year or 2 ago? The guy that shot the church and was stopped by the neighbor of the church down the street with his rifle. That guy bought his firearms legally, passed the background check that he should never have passed. It wasn't because the background check wasn't strong enough. It's because the Air Force didn't report to the FBI what this guy had done when he was in the service. That guy should never have passed the background check, but it wasn't the fault of the background check system itself. It was the fault of the United States Air Force for not reporting. How do you fix that? You're making a stronger background check isn't going to fix that problem. All these people calling for universal background checks. What is that going to fix?
It's not going to fix anything.
No.
It's going to fix the stipulation that they want more information about people who have guns and where the guns are and what kind of guns they are. That's the only thing it's going to fix is the problem they have with infringing on it.
No, G-Webs, it's the exact opposite. We're saying that you can make your background checks as strong as you want. It's not going to stop this because this guy didn't have his guns legally. How would a background check have stopped the guy in Texas? He didn't have his guns legally. He was not a permitted person to have a firearm. He had a rap sheet. This guy should never have been able to have his firearms in the first place, but he had them. How? Because he bought them on the black market. Universal background check wouldn't have stopped that guy from getting a gun, because where he got it from, there would have been no background check performed.
And
anyway,
people who have committed people have passed their background checks and then committed crimes anyway. That's what I was talking about, prediction. You're going to predict that 30 years from now, I'm still not going to do something bad with my gun because I passed a background check.
And the My point with the guy who shot up the church in Texas, that wouldn't background checks wouldn't didn't matter how much stronger they would have made the background checks there because it was never reported to the FBI what this guy did when he was in the Air Force like it should have been. Again, a universal background check or any background check wasn't going to detect and prevent that guy because the stuff on him was never reported. So no, a stronger background check isn't the answer. A stronger background check isn't going to fix anything.
Only thing a stronger background check is going to do is pacify the masses for a short time. You know, if they passed universal lockdown DNA sample background checks today, 2 months from now, when somebody that passed a background check or didn't even take one and got their gun illegally does another something stupid with a gun, they're going to say, okay, well, we got to have even stronger background checks. We got to have this, we got to have that. So it's only a temporary pacification for people who think gun laws work.
And the only thing that stronger gun laws do is make it easier on the criminals because the people that are going to legally buy their firearms can't.
Yeah, yeah, and most people would be dissuaded from breaking the law. You know, if I walked up to John Q. Public with his white picket fence, 2.5 kids and a dog, and a nice job with a pension, and said, "Hey, man, I got this gun. You want to buy it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I like that gun. Let's go fill out the paperwork." And I was like, "Oh no, you don't need paperwork." They're gonna be like, "Whoa, wait, the law says, I don't want to met." It's just gonna dissuade people from getting into firearms. Law-abiding people who would enjoy the sport, enjoy the collection, enjoy the history, enjoy the camaraderie of being at the range, all the things that we know as gun owners and gun enthusiasts that come with being a gun owner and a gun enthusiast. It's just going to dissuade the newbie from showing up.
Yep. I had something and then it just like poof, it Thanos away. God damn it. I hate when that happens. How do you have half a kid? Huh? I missed something.
No, it's in that 3.5 kids, 2.5 dogs.
Um,
The whole census thing that people bring up.
yeah, it's statistics. That's statistically, if you're looking at statistics, you can have a half a kid because if something comes along and you have, say, 3 kids are involved, but this is this and that's that, and then half of that, if 50% of those kids did something, 1.5 kids would have done it. That's it's just the way statistics and math works out. It's one of those crazy little things. But that it's like you could have 2.25 kids, 2 1/8. I mean, it's just a number in that case because you don't round up for whatever reason. But half, if again, if you have 3 kids and half did this, which theoretically is an impossibility anyway, because you can't have half of three because three splits into threes, it doesn't split into halves. When you're talking about people, you would have 2/3 of them did it, not 1/2 of them. But yeah, it. I mean, what one the right 3 kids kill some. You have 3 kids. 1.5 of them kill somebody. So what? The right hand of one kid was trying to stop the other hand
is on.
All right, we're back. You there, Kingpin? Hello? Crapola. Yeah, okay, we're back. G-Whip says we're back. Or is he saying yes, Night Strike's fired? I don't know. Yeah, okay, Stacy's saying yes too, so I'm assuming we're back. Okay. Kingpin, you there? Guess not. All right, so I don't know what to talk about at this point. Yeah. Yep, that's about it. Ohio 45 ACP. Yep. Hey, Ozzy. Yeah. Wait and see if Kingpin gets situated back in here. Well, it says he's here, but I don't know. He's not responding, so I don't know if he's having technical issues as well on top of it. Yeah, GunTube decided to shut itself down real quick. Oh, now we got two Kingpins. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I had to wait for the for it to boot back up and for the nice young lady to tell me that live streaming was on.
G-Web says he's a $1 co-owner of the new GunTube. I'll call a manager over to fix this. We should get this chat free and some breadsticks. Yeah, I'm a $1. Hey, man, I'm in on the Indiegogo and the Patreon, so $1 a month Patreon thing. So I'm with you. I'm right with you there, G. Get on it, man. The $1 co-owner of the new GunTube. I'll call a manager over to fix this. We should get this chat free and some
I can
breadsticks.
hear you replay.
Yeah, that's NA.
Oh, what's
He's
up,
the-
Armament? I didn't know he was in here. I didn't hear
Yeah, he
the
just jumped
the little sound that makes when people come in. I didn't hear it.
I made it. I got my Gravatar working. It's just as blurry as Rich's.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, not too much. We were talking a little bit about the Texas situation and all that, hullabaloo.
Yeah, I caught a little of it before I jumped on, but at this point, have they actually? They said it was a rifle. Have they said what?
An AR style rifle. Didn't say if it was an AR-15, AR-10, what have you. It just said AR style rifle.
Yeah, to the media, that means what? Yeah.
It's an AR-15 with the shorter thing that goes up and a 30-round magazine that fires 10,000 rounds a minute.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
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 I had the opportunity today to explain to people a little bit about the AR. We were looking at these guns at this auction, and a couple of people knew what they were because they're old school rifles. There was only one AR there. Everything else was like an old school, like recognizable hunting type of rifle, and they were like, they didn't know what caliber the AR-15 was. So I was telling them about it, and then they were like, "Well, why don't you think they should make one of those in like a 22?" And then I got another door open, and I was able to explain how vast and how much variety you can find in the AR package. And a bunch of old hillbillies, not calling them fuds or nothing like that, but I was out in the sticks, so a bunch of hillbillies. Were really interested in the fact that, wow, this AR thing is a lot cooler than I thought.
Yeah, the AR-15 probably comes in more calibers than any other rifle, or the AR period between the AR-10 and the AR-15. You got the standard 5.56. It's available on 7.62 by 39. Let's see where else. We got 7. I mean, not 7. Yeah, well, 7.62 by 51, which would be the AR-10. It's base round, but you got 6.5 Creedmoor on the AR-10, 6.5 Grendel on the AR-15.
300 blackout,
300
450
blackout,
Bushmaster,
450
12 gauge
Bushmaster.
shotgun, 22 long rifle.
Yeah, the various 50 caliber ones that are available for the AR-15, because there's a couple of those.
I was gonna say Tyven just got a 243 AR-10. So I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's like if you look at bolt action guns, you got long action and short action. Just to say, oh, it's a bolt action gun. Well, what caliber? Because that's about the same with AR-10 and AR-15. What caliber? You have that platform to work with, and yeah, your standard caliber AR-15, 223, 5.56, but could be so many more. So
9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, 45 ACP.
Yeah.
22. There are 22 ARs out there. So,
well, the thing that gets me the most is, people scream about the AR and yeah, it's semi-automatic and all that. But man, something? There was this gun out there, and I don't know if Remington still makes them, but it was a semi-automatic 30-06. And it came with a standard like 4 or 5 round mag, but you could get like extended 10 or 15 or whatever back in the day, and it's like, let's look at a 223. It's a varmint round. Now let's look at a 30-06. It goes through you and the guy behind you and the guy behind him. More than likely, if it's full metal jacket, it's just, I don't know. You look at all the crap that the media spews, and it really pisses you off. You know what I mean? It's just like they can't get their facts straight, but then again, they're not worried about facts. They're worried about pushing an agenda, and that's as simple as it gets.
well, you bring up 30-06. I mean, you go to a company like Noreen, you can get a 30-06 AR-10. And I believe they have a 300 Magnum one as well.
That has got to be bigger than an AR-10, because I don't know. I would have to research it and see. But I mean, looking at the magazine of a standard AR-10, a 308 barely fits in there. So a 30-06 being considerably longer, I don't know. I'd like to look at it. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still making them or not. But at one point, I believe it was Noreen was making 30-06, 300 Win Mag, and I think they were working on a 338 Lapua.
Oh, wow. That would be a rock and roller.
Well, the Ruger Precision already comes in 338.
I think I can't remember. Tyven just got one, and I can't remember what it is. It's one of the precision rifles like that, but I'll get to shoot it here in a couple weeks. But when we had our spring fling, I guess the rail was not tight. It wasn't the mount, or the scope mount was loose. It was the actual rail was loose, and I don't know if nobody had any wrenches with them or what, but anyway, I didn't get to shoot it. But talk about a pricey round. My God, did you ever price those rounds?
Yeah, they're up there with 50 BMG.
They're more than 50. It's ridiculous. You can get 50 BMG cheaper. I was just talking to Tyven yesterday. He was talking about reloading, and I said that. People say, can you save money reloading? Depending on what you do. My pistol bullets, I use a lot of plated bullets. So, I save a little bit. But, I mean, what you can get factory ammo for, I'm not saving all that much. But when it comes to a round like the 338 Lapua, you are going to save a bunch. Once you get your brass, the bullets, the price of the bullets, your powder is whatever other powder could be. You know what I mean? It's like that's a round, because at our spring fling, I stopped on the way down there at it's called Fin Feather and Fur. It's an outfitter in Ashland, Ohio, and I stopped and I went in to buy some 338 Lapua, and at over $100 for a box of 20. I went, "Yep, we won't be buying them." So, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep. And bring up precision rifles. You got Walther out there making upper 50 BMG upper bolt action uppers for the AR platform. Lower, so definitely some variety for the AR out there. That's for sure.
But did you get my email from the High Caliber History from Logan? High Caliber History about the founding fathers and semi-automatic weapons.
The one you just sent, or
No, the one I just sent you is a list of the guns that are going to be at the auction tomorrow.
okay. When did you send that other one?
I'll send it to you again right now. But if you don't know, High Caliber History, there's a guy, Logan Medish. G-Webs did an interview with him. That's where I found him at. He lives in the Winchester, Virginia area, and he has this thing called High Caliber History. So I send him emails back and forth and watch his videos and stuff like that. And he had sent me. I talked to him about the founding fathers and what they call repeating rifles, and then he sent me all this information here that I'm going to forward over to you. If I can figure. There we go. And so when people say, well, the founding fathers could have never envisioned, semi-automatic AR-15s and stuff. Well, when you look into this, you'll be able to see that not only could they envision it, but they had repeating rifles.
Yeah, they had repeating weapons back then. They were already working on repeating weapons. The Puckle gun predates the French Indian War.
Yeah, I can't remember what I'd seen. It was somebody did a video, and I can't remember who it was. Might be who you're talking about, but they did an exact video about that, and all the guns that existed when we signed the Constitution, all the guns that existed, semi-auto and that kind of, and so for them to say, oh, just muskets, well, something, how about you can only use a freaking quill pen and a bottle of ink. You can't use the internet. You can't use a typewriter.
I just emailed it over to you too, Armament.
Okay, I'll check her out.
And by the way, I talked, Logan made it quite clear that he wanted me to share this stuff out. So I'm forwarding emails with the permission that if he's got some of his information on there, that he was okay with that. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm not sharing people's personal information.
Right. Well, I think we all honor the system of, hey, you don't share this unless somebody says give it to them. So
we should see if we can meet up with this guy at some point, because Winchester's not that far from either one of us.
Oh yeah, he's got a standing. I've told him every single time. He's probably tired of hearing it, but I said, if you ever need a volunteer, you ever need any kind of help, or want to get together and have a sandwich, give me a call and I'll come out there, because I can be in Winchester in like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I get our way down there. I can be there quicker than you. It's right down 220 to Romney, and then from Romney you take 50. Or no, you take 220 to 50, and then 50 through Romney, and then from there it's a straight shot down 50 to Winchester through Cape and Bridge.
That's another reason that you should be signed up to gunchannels.com, because, like I said, G-Webs is the person who introduced me, if you want to put it that way, to Logan. And I watched his interview over on gunchannels.com.
You know what else is down there in Winchester? Taylor & Co. They're ones that do historic firearm reproductions of historic firearms. They do Winchesters, various revolvers and stuff down there. I thought about seeing about maybe getting a hold of them, maybe getting a tour or something.
I was just over there checking that video real quick, and I think that is the one I watched. So I'm going to rewatch it though. But it does aggravate you when people, the founding fathers could never have envisioned cell phones either, and look what they're used for. I mean, they say, oh well, cell phones don't kill people. Well, they, hey, I've seen the internet and cell phones cause.
Yeah, it irritates me when they say, oh, the founders would never attended this, like they could never see it. One of the main people who was there when both the Declaration of Independence and Constitution were signed was a man by the name of Benjamin Franklin. You may have heard of him. Well, probably one of the most prolific scientists of his day. And they're trying to say this guy had to have been a complete idiot. Oh, because he could never have scene was right in front of his damn face. You know, it's they insult the founder so bad when they say that crap.
But let's also ground all the spacecraft, ground all the airplanes, and stop all the cars. And let's also go back to women dying at 18 during childbirth. You know, because it's not like the founding fathers could have imagined spacecraft or Johns Hopkins Hospital.
That's a pretty valid point. How many people die in car accidents? How many people die from plane crashes? Really? So,
and going back to Rich's point, thinking, the founding fathers, and I know that's just that's a broad term, but we all understand what we mean by that. The founding fathers were such brilliant human beings. They did envision all this other stuff. Why do you think they made the Constitution and set the government up the way it is with checks and balances and all this other kind of stuff? Because they were smart enough and sophisticated enough to see what could happen in the future.
Well, they had seen what happened in the past, and they
Right.
had lived through it. They had seen what happened to other countries. They knew history. They knew, and that was one of the reasons the Second Amendment was put in there. Think about it, to guard against a tyrannical government, foreign or domestic. That doesn't say anything about what gun you have. No, it's there for a reason.
Yeah, they had just fought a war with the mother country that they belonged to at the time, because one of the main reasons, because they were trying to take their firearms that they were using to defend themselves against other threats.
What's the first rule in the playbook of being a tyrannical government?
Take
Hitler
the gun.
Hitler did it.
Yeah.
Look what happened there.
No, that's a misnomer. You realize the Nazis aren't the ones that actually passed those gun control laws. Those gun control laws were actually passed before Hitler by the Weimar Republic. Hitler just took advantage of it.
Well, took advantage of everything.
Yeah.
Took advantage of his what was he on, heroin, or I don't. He died.
Meth. He was a meth head.
Meth, yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize it, and they'll Hitler passed these. Actually, Hitler didn't pass the gun laws; they were already on the books. He just used them.
And technically, the answer to was Hitler a meth head? Was Hitler a heroin head? Yes, because he was prescribed heroin. Well, maybe not heroin, but opiates.
Yeah.
And his genius doctor, he had a nasal infection, and his genius doctor prescribed him cocaine.
Okie dokie.
Even before that, he was taking meth to try and stay awake, So I mean, he was on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. And you watch some of his speeches, and how hyped he is. How hyper he is, and yeah, you can tell he either.
That was all staged. All his speeches, that was all choreographed.
It's funny. Where the heck did I see that? It was yesterday or today. I seen. It was one of them top 10 or something, and of these photos that once you see them, blah blah blah. Well, on there was photos of Hitler posing and doing like movements that he would do, and supposedly the photographer was supposed to destroy the negatives. He didn't. So, and there's all these pictures of it, and that's basically what it was him practicing for his speeches to see what he'd look like. It's like, wow.
Do you know who the guy that taught Goebbels about propaganda was?
Who's that?
Kingpin, do you know?
Wasn't it the American president or something like that?
No. He was a former journalist turned advertising executive. His name was Edward Bernays. He taught Himmler about, Goebbels about how to properly do propaganda. Of course, Goebbels was the propaganda minister to the Nazi Party. Edward Bernays is also the guy that's responsible for bacon being a breakfast food.
For what?
Bacon being a breakfast food.
Oh, Well,
He was hired
bacon's
by
just good for everything.
he was hired by the Smithfield Company before before hit the Nazis or anything was ever a thing. It predates that by a few years. But he was hired by them because Smithfield. I don't know if you know what Smithfield is, but they're big pork producing company. Kingpin might know that. I don't know. They might have Smithfield products in Baltimore.
Yeah, they're around here too.
Okay,
Owner of my company owns a hog farm too, so yeah, I know who Smithfield is.
yeah, Pittsburgh. We didn't have Smithfield, believe it or not. I didn't see Smithfield until I moved down this way. But yeah. Anyway, he was hired by them because they wanted to improve bacon sales. Because at that point, bacon was basically like a garnish for things. And it was used for lunch and dinner. Nobody ate bacon for breakfast. Nobody. That wasn't even on the radar as a breakfast thing at that point. So he was hired by them, and his big thing was to create bacon and eggs and have these images of cowboys sitting around campfires making bacon and eggs, women in their kitchens and the old timey outfits, making bacon and eggs, because that's how bacon and eggs became a big breakfast thing. Before that, nobody ate bacon for breakfast, and that is what boosted bacon sales, where bacon is what it is now.
You know what makes bacon better? More bacon. And saying bacon as a condiment or something, I'm like, that's just blasphemy.
No, that's the way it was. Though.
I know.
The main food that contained bacon at that time would have been a BLT. BLTs were popular as a lunch food, but other than that, like you might see somebody putting bacon strips on a meatloaf or something, or crumpling it up and putting it in something. You just didn't eat bacon by itself like you do now. It just wasn't on the radar. That wasn't a thing.
Oh, it's like in Band of Brothers. What's his name? Asked for a bacon sandwich. So I guess just eating bacon by itself was not okay. I don't know. Something wrong with that picture.
Well, Band of Brothers would have been after that, obviously.
I know. Start talking about bacon, man. It's like, come on now.
Yeah, but that's where bacon came from. The same guy that taught Goebbels about propaganda.
Speaking of Goebbels, in that same thing I was watching, there was a picture of him sitting down, but he's looking right at the camera and just giving the scowl. Come to find out, right before the picture was taken, he found out the photographer was Jewish.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting history on pictures and stuff.
Hitler's private photographer was Jewish, and they didn't find out until almost the end of the war. The guy, so yeah.
And see that right there is racism in a nutshell, and how absolutely stupid it is. Because you hate all the Jews because they're Jewish. Yet the guy standing right next to you is 100% Jewish and you don't know it. Well, how did you know all those other people were Jewish if they didn't, have, religious symbols or something, or go to a religious place? So how do you didn't know that he was Jewish, but you like him. Now, as soon as you find out he's Jewish, all of a sudden you hate him.
Yeah. I want to make a little correction. Being Jewish is not a race; it's a religion. And saying somebody is a Jew, that's not a race; that's a religion. Just like a Muslim.
There's two different. You have the religious Jews, and then you have ethnic Jews. But Hitler was against both of them, so either way, it doesn't matter.
Oh, he was against anybody he just deemed. Yeah, we don't like you. Just for any reason.
And keep in mind, Hitler's mother was part Jewish.
Yep.
I don't think parsing the difference, racism's racism. I don't care if it's a race or not. If you're being a bigot, you're being a bigot. So
bigot's the best word for it right there, because that pretty much covers it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. G-Web said there pointed out that IBM helped the Nazis build machines to track Jewish families. Yeah. A big supporter of Adolf Hitler, Joseph Kennedy. You may have heard of a few of his sons by the name of John, Robert, and Ted.
Yeah, and he was a big bootlegger during Prohibition. That's where he got all his money.
Yep, that's where the Kennedy fortune came from, was bootlegging.
Yep, he was one of the biggest ones.
I wonder how Mary
So-
Jo Packme's doing right now. Oh, never mind.
Uh-huh. So anybody got anything else they want to talk about? I think we pretty much killed that topic already.
What do you think of the new Taurus? You know, we talked about it a little bit the other day on Patriots stream, but the new Taurus that Travis did the video on, that looks pretty good.
Wow, which
Yeah.
one's that?
They're making a G3, which is a upscaled version of the G2C. It's going to be a 15 round standard flush fit mag or a 17 round extended mag. It's going to be a 4-inch barrel. Basically, it's going to be about the same size as the Glock 19 or a Smith & Wesson M&P compact.
Okay. So it'd be a 9 though, correct?
It's probably going to be a 9 and 40 because the G2C's in both. But
Yeah.
I believe right now they only have the 9, but they'll probably come up with a 42.
I have the PT-111 G2, which is the G2C. Just that's a snappy little gun, and shooting that in 40, that'd be a handful. But yeah, I didn't know they were doing that. It's kind of an interesting idea. I mean, you think about it.
Yeah, they just announced that Gary had just gotten an email from Taurus the other day, which is what started the whole thing. Travis P11 yesterday, I believe, did impromptu live show talking about it. Me and Gary went on there and we're talking to him about it, and then we were talking about it because Patriot in the Dark did a impromptu show yesterday afternoon, and we were talking about it on there too. It basically, you know how because you got the PT-111 G2,
Mm-hmm.
the grip is different than the G2C, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The grip angle, everything's the same. They changed the stippling.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the grip pattern itself.
Yeah, they changed the stippling a little. The one thing that the G2C has, or the G2S, which is just a single stack, they did away with the
lock,
the stupid lock. Yeah, I hope mine it's never been locked, and I hope it never locks up on me.
Yeah, but you know how the G2C's grip panels are, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just basically it extends that downward a little bit on the top one and the bottom one, and it's got basically the same style gripping surface as what the G2C does, but just a little bit longer on each of those.
Has this been released?
I don't think it's been released yet. They just announced it.
You remember what the model number? I'll go to Travis's or whatever and the Travi and check it out because I'm curious. Well,
just posted the link in the YouTube chat.
Like I said, to me, I mean, think about it. You compare this to which Glock is it that it's about the same size?
The
and,
19.
and then you look at the M&Ps, and they have how many? 3 different average size pistols in the same gun, basically. So for Taurus to do this, why not? I'd check it out. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, see if I'll find something on Taurus's website because it's definitely an interesting looking firearm.
I don't know. Taurus gets a lot of bad talk, and the weird thing is way back, Taurus was kind of like, okay, and then Taurus really broke out, and they were making dang fine guns, the revolvers, and they were doing really good. They had their lifetime, and then they did away with the lifetime warranty, and things started to slack a little bit, and then Taurus kind of got a bad rep, and it's just like I've seen good and bad reviews on these G2C or the PT-111s. Tell my brother Derek had one. What happened there? Oh, your screen share. My brother had one that screwed up. It kept screwing up. It wouldn't extract. We tried all kinds of things. He sent it back to Taurus. They sent it back. Still did the same thing. So, and I've had great luck with mine. So, it just.
Yeah, but here's what it looks like. You can see how like I said, the grip just like extends down a little bit farther than what the panels on it.
Longer slide.
Yep, it's 4-inch barrel. It's got the full length picket rail.
Yeah, it's got 3 where I only got 1 on this one. So
Yeah. Now this is showing the 17 round as a flush fit, but I don't know if that's going to be the case.
right.
And yeah, of course they got the restricted state 10 round version as well.
The homogenized version.
The MSRP is less than 350, so you're probably going to be looking at between 250 and 300 for one of these.
Yeah, I was going to say right around 3 probably. So
Yeah.
Cool. And I mean, looking at it, it doesn't look like it's too big for a carry gun, depending, especially wintertime clothing.
Yeah.
Of course, summertime you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the dimensions and the weight, it's G19, Glock 19 size. The overall length is 7.29 inches. That's comparable to a Glock 19 or an M&P 2.0 compact.
Right.
4-inch barrel, the width, the height. I mean, it's all very comparable to both of those handguns.
Looking, it says only drift adjustable for the rear.
Well, yeah, that's the adjustable sights. That's the way that they are on the G2C.
Mine are fully adjustable. Windage and elevation on my PT-111. So, that's different. Actually, I'm going to pull it out and kind of looking at that picture, and yeah, they do look a little different. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe that's something they did. I don't have a G2C, so I don't know if maybe they did away with the elevation adjustment on it.
Yeah, but
I don't know why they would, but
even if it's just drift adjustable, that's more than what the Glock and the Smith have, because you got to push them. It's not just because you know what I mean. It's not.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but yeah, this could be an interesting contender for both of those for people, especially for people who are on a tight budget.
Well, like I've always said, man, people knock high points, and I only own one, and I just bought it recently. Is that 45 carbine? It's fun. You know what I mean? It's just something fun. But if all you can afford is a high point pistol, it's better than a sharp stick. I'm sorry. Yep, they're big, they're ugly, they're clunky. Better than a sharp stick. And guess what? They work. Yeah. I mean, I've seen how many reviews. They work.
I don't really understand the all you can afford thing. If you're talking about I need a gun right now because I'm in imminent danger and all I can afford is a high point, I understand that. But if you just want to get a gun and you don't make a lot of money, wait another month. Wait 2 more months. Wait another year. And then you can afford whatever gun you want.
Yeah, but if you were wanting for some protection, you can get a high point at a decent price and save for something better. At least you have something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you gotta have something to protect you soon because you feel like you're in danger now, or you just had a kid or you just moved into a different neighborhood, get what you can afford right then. But don't say, just because I only make $7 an hour doesn't mean I can't buy $1,000 gun. Yeah, sure you can. Just save up longer. But if I totally understand. If you need something now, get something now.
Right. $1,000 gun. Yeah, I don't own any of those. I don't think. Well, wait a minute. My M1 carbine might be worth that right now because it's rare, but other than that,
M1 carbines are over $1,000, even for reproductions.
Mine's a quality hardware I got from my dad when he died, and funny thing is he traded my uncle for a Ruger P95 pistol that he bought off me back in the 90s when I had my FFL, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, Dad, you got the better deal, but my uncle wanted a pistol. He probably bought that carbine when you could get them for $150. You know what I'm saying? So to him, he wasn't watching the market. You know what I mean? But no, all the research I've done on it and people I've talked to, they said, man, you gotta. It's not rare, but it's rare enough, and all the markings on it, they tell me you got a good one. It's like, yeah, it shoots good, and it ain't going nowhere. So, but
Taurus has links for Gearfire, Gallery of Guns, and Shooting Store. But none of those are saying they have them available right now. So.
Yeah, well, I wonder when they're going to release it. It says buy now. Click the buy now. See what happens.
Well, that's just.
Oh, you
text.
can't.
Click on
Yeah,
one of these.
Oh,
I just clicked the Gearfire one, and they don't have it available.
right.
Let's see, Gallery of Guns is
Coming soon.
coming soon. Yep, product image coming soon.
Yeah, go back to that because I want to look at that again because it. I'm looking at it and it is. It's just a big G2C.
Yeah, it's just a large G2C. That's all it is.
I
And,
kind of like it.
yeah, we were Travis and I were talking after we went off the air yesterday. It'd be interesting to see if these magazines will work in the G2C. Because you could
I
carry
bet you they will. And do you know that SIG 226 mags? Same.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my buddy, what was this last week and weekend before? He's got a 226 and he come out. He had a Pro Mag that held 18 rounds. Now I'd have to look at my extended one. It's only a 15 and it's got the little plastic thing on there, but that's a Pro Mag. No, I can't remember. His might have been a Magar. Actually, I think his was a Magar. Mine's a Pro Mag. Yeah,
the current production for Sigmags. They're the ones that are making the newer magazines for the Sig.
But yeah, it was like 18 round. I was like, phew. So, but yeah, I'm kind of interested in this dude. I'm kind of interesting.
Yeah, get a 15 and 17 round magazine as your backup mag for your G2C. Yeah. I got a 12 round mag and have the 15 or 17 as if you have to reload.
Yep, 13 in the gun and 15 in the pocket. So
right 17. Now, they got 17. They're gonna have 17 round version too.
Right. I bet you it's the same mag. I can almost guarantee it's the same mag or same. It'll lock up.
Yeah, same dimensions. It'll work.
Of course, a G2 mag is not going to lock up because it's too short. But
yeah, you might have to have a sleeve like you do with M&Ps because it's made where they could put a sleeve there. There's to fill the gap.
Right.
Now it doesn't have like adjustable pant. You can't switch out the back strap or anything. But you know what? I find the G2C's grip to be comfortable the way it is. This one's going to be a little bit longer, so it's probably going to be even more comfortable because you'll be able to get more of your pinky.
I was going to say on your G2C, just like mine, PT111 G2, the magazine, the stock magazines have the finger groove on them.
Right. Yeah, so, they got the thumb. The pinky rest on.
Yeah. So if you handle the gun without that, it does. Your pinky's like, I have nowhere to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why with my shield I don't carry it without the extended magazine in
it. Well, it's like the short Glocks. I mean, them things are. It's honestly, and that's the thing with Glock. It's like, well, we're just going to chop here and here, and it's like that's pretty much all they did. And yeah, no wonder your finger. Where am I supposed to do it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, as you can clearly see, this is how my shield gets carried. If I don't have that, I don't carry this.
Yeah.
I do not carry this with the 6-round magazine in it. Nope. Because if I do, my pinky is like, hanging out here in the middle of nowhere.
Going, hey, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, on the shield, that extended magazine gives you a really nice grip there for your pinky. It's better than the G2Cs, honestly, because it doesn't have that little thing that I'm talking about. How it's got that like little nub.
The nub. You said nub.
Yes, I did, because I can't think of whatever else to call it. Instead of just taking it like this, they had to put that little curved piece there. You
didn't call it a dongle.
No, that's on the Romanian AKs.
The funny thing is my brother works in computers and all that, and they call like any flash drive or anything that you plug into USBs, they call it a dongle. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah. That's honestly one of the names for them. This is what it is.
A little dongle sticking out. Okay, guys. I don't want to know how.
Yeah. That's like if you put your Bluetooth, if your computer didn't have Bluetooth built in it, and you put the Bluetooth dongle in there for it, and then your computer has Bluetooth. That's just what they were called.
Wow. The dongle.
Isn't it?
Gongo.
Isn't the little trigger thing on the Glock called the dingus, or is that just something that everybody says?
That's
That's
something
what
everybody says.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Yeah,
Tim,
that's
Military Arms Channel, I think coined that. Dingus.
yeah, yeah. It's actually the trigger safety. That's the technical term for it. Yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, you know, do you even need that? I mean,
Yeah. Yes, because that keeps your trigger. That's a drop safety. That keeps your trigger inertia from moving, making you be able to move backwards if you drop it. Which was one of the problems with the P320. The triggers were so light in everything that the trigger was like, if you dropped it, one of the reasons why it was hammer fireable is because the trigger was actually moving.
I thought they had one of them. I don't know. Shit, my brother's got one.
No, the P320 does not have the dingus on the trigger.
I see. Yeah, I can see that point of view, drop safety and all that, but I don't know. The thing with me is, people say, oh, manual safety, oh, just one more thing, blah, blah, blah. I grew up with manual safeties on guns, and I learned when I draw the gun, my thumb, before just about the time it's clearing the holster and it's starting to point forward, it's already flipped that safety off before I actually gripping the pistol. You know what I mean? So it's kind of an automatic train myself motion. You know what I mean? 1911, same thing, man. My finger goes right up on that safety. You know what I mean? It's just
I was trained in semi-automatic handguns on a 1911. That was the first semi-automatic handgun I ever fired.
Me too. When I was 8 years old.
The first revolver I fired that wasn't a 22 was a Smith & Wesson Model 27.
What was that?
38, but it was with 38s. My grandfather started me on 38 Special and then moved me up to 357 Magnum. By the time I was 9.5, 10 years old, I was firing 357 Magnum out of his Model 27.
Nice.
And then after that was the 1911.
Yeah, my uncle, who was, God rest his soul, I miss him. He was, long story, my mom divorced, dad, blah, blah, blah. But my uncle was the one that was such an inspiration to me with guns and the Second Amendment. And he taught me how to reload when I was, 20 years old, then a few years ago. But I remember we went out to his house. He lived out in the country, and he had just got a brand new burning barrel. And on the agenda that day was, well, we got to put some vent holes in the burning barrel. So he gets his 1911 out, which he had an Ace conversion kit in 22 long rifle. And he bought it for $12 back in the day. They're like, I don't know how much them damn things are now. They're ridiculously expensive. But we go out and we shoot the burning barrel with a 22. And it's like, I want to shoot the 45. I want to shoot the 45. Now, mind you, I'm like 8.5, somewhere in there. So we go in the house and I watch him convert the gun. Now, to me, at that age, was like, whoa, rocket science. Now I'm like, oh, yeah. But then, it was like, oh, wow. And then we go out and he says, you sure you can handle this? And I said, well, we're going to try. And yeah, I did. I perforated the burning barrel a few times. So, but yeah, that was my first experience with the 1911. And after that, it's like, yeah, I got to have one. So years down the road, I built a Para ordnance when Para was just making frames. They weren't making guns because, well, Para had some problems, and I heard Para went out of business.
No, they were bought by Remington.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah, the new Remington 1911s are actually Para.
But yeah, Para had issues. But I built my gun, and the only difference from my gun, because it didn't have the ramp barrel or anything like that, the only difference is it just had a wide body magazine. Everything else was 1911. But Para had some issues. Of course, when I built this gun, actually, it's the second one I built. But it's the one I still got. But yeah, I had to hand fit everything and all that. But that was my first experience with 1911s, and yeah, it made me want one. So
somebody tell me again why I made Midnight Ranger mod.
Oh my God. What's he doing out there?
Really? What he just put out there in the YouTube chat?
He is a pretty smart guy because, I mean, even though we're not talking trash about him right now, it was going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. Well, apparently we got time to kill because he's not home.
Just reading this comment.
Yeah.
I'd say this, man. Midnight, he is the best funny troll there is, man. He will take it as much as he puts out, and as much as he get, you know what I mean. And we do this back and forth with each other, and we rib each other, and that's just Midnight, the fry cook.
Hey man, you can't put Midnight down too much. I mean, you did win best nickname on YouTube.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear about that. What? I didn't hear. Was there something that I didn't hear about?
The whole thing when you were the whole thing where you were nicknamed the Dehydrator was that episode. You don't remember the bracket? That's how you got that nickname. The Dehydrator was doing that bracket episode.
Are we just going to skip right past the fact that he said Midnight can take it just as well as he can give it?
Well,
oh, he's not.
This is a family show. I'm sorry.
I don't want to. You know what, Kingpin? I was trying to let that one go because I don't want to know how A&A knows that fact.
I was talking about the joking and teasing. Come on, crazy.
Well, you opened yourself wide open for that one and Midnight.
No, I was talking about trolling and joking and teasing each other, and yeah, it ain't nothing, man. If we're enjoying it and having fun, and it goes back and forth. He says shit, we say shit. Nobody cares. It's just having fun. And it's funny. You said the whole Dehydrator. Where was I? It might have been here or there the other night. I don't know. Somebody says, "Oh, the Dehydrator's here," and I'm like, "Oh, here we go." I don't care. And it got all. It started all over a stupid joke comment that I made, and it's like I was wanting to do the Arnold voice, and I am the Dehymenator, and it went to the Dehydrator. Whatever, dudes. Okay, I don't care. I'm just glad somebody. Yeah, how many goofy nicknames you get over the years, and
the best nicknames are the ones that friends give you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know where it's coming from. You know what I mean?
Yep, and that's why I just take it with a okay, yeah, it's my fault. I earned it. And by the way, I wasn't the Dehymenator in high school. I wish.
Yeah, we established that fact. We also established the fact that you're jealous of your son.
Yeah, little fucker. Little shitty pig is me. Young. We'll exchange the young to yeah.
Did you happen to catch Night Strike's thing last night for GunTube?
I'm trying to remember. I think I caught part of it before I went to bed. I seen
our little telethon complete with singing.
Oh my God, no!
You have to go back and watch that. I believe it's on the GunTube channel itself.
I think it's on YouTube too because I saw the.
Yeah, no, it's on YouTube, but I mean his channel for GunTube on YouTube.
Gotcha.
But yeah, believe it or not, if you go back there and watch that, keep in mind we were all stone sober.
Really?
Yes. Not a single one of us was drinking.
Well, I can't say that right now. Haven't had that much, but yeah, shit, it's Labor Day weekend, and I don't care. I ain't got to get up in the morning.
We were just having fun last night. That's about what that amounted to. And we're picking on Snob because he knows words to a bunch of different songs, but he only knows the tune to one, and so every song gets sung to that same song's tune. And if you actually listen to Snob sing, that's exactly the way it works. He knows one song as far as the tune's concerned, but he knows a bunch of other songs' lyrics.
I have heard Snob sing, and I don't. Yeah, oh my God.
You should both be ashamed of yourself talking about that angel.
Uh-huh.
It's a heavenly sound when Snob sings, and you guys should enjoy and just bask in the
Kingpin.
greatness.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Just because you're tone deaf.
See, you don't even need ears. You can just feel it in your soul when he's singing, man.
Yeah, when my ears start to bleed, I'm feeling it. Anyway.
Yeah, we got Dice Strike, his Indiegogo, a couple more donations from people just trying to pay us to get us to stop. Mostly Snob.
That's funny. Yeah, it's like, man, he started that, and I threw 5 here, 10 there, 15, 5, 1. I honestly forgot how much I donated. I think I gave him another $2 last night trying to get it over the line. You know what I mean? It's like I tried to give him 5, but the only bank account I have is a prepaid debit card, and it ran out of money.
Yeah, he was last night. I believe when we went off the air, he was at $4,076.
Yeah, that's over the mark. What was he? 35 was the mark.
Yeah, 35 was the mark, and he hit his first stretch goal.
Mm-hmm. So all I can say is he better do what he's going to do with it and do it right. And so far, I'm impressed. I told him, look,
what we're using right now.
I was just going to say what we're using right now. This is one guy that is doing this. And we're using this here, GunTube. We could do it wherever. This is a platform. We're on YouTube. Now, I said that, this is, I think, when I was in the show with him, I said, why isn't Gunstreamer doing, how hard is it? Why aren't they? And he said that he doesn't think Gunstreamer is more focused on live, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, Gunstreamer better get with it, because the live part of YouTube is a big thing. Podcasting is a big thing. So I don't see why, Gunstreamer, if they got, the funds, and why aren't they doing this? The neat thing is, well, they don't have a live thing yet, but we could use this to go live on Gunstreamer if they did.
Yeah. All you would have to do would be to get the little code like you do from YouTube, put it in this program, and boom, you're off and running.
There you go. And I think it's awesome that he's done this. You know what I mean? He's gotten this working. So I think our funds are going to a good use, and I think he will keep this going. I think his heart's really in this, and he is dedicated to get this shall not be infringed platform going.
Yeah.
Yeah, G-Web's just said out there, he says streaming is not cheap.
No,
there's a lot of liability behind it too. I mean, look how much flack Facebook takes for, every time somebody gets shot on Facebook Live, they blame Facebook for it. So, you never know. A recorded video, you can do something about that. But if I'm here live doing something, underhanded or whatever, it's pretty hard to catch that and stop that.
Yeah, and the thing is people that use platforms like this to do things like that, the platform should not be held accountable. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why they have those protections in place right now. The problem is they're abusing it in some ways. So.
Yeah, there's always going to be people out there abusing the system, no matter what the system is, hence gun control and everything else. It's the same thing. There's always going to be somebody abusing it, taking advantage of good people. But G-Web's just said out there too, he said, this is one stream, many streams at once is different, eh? And yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of bandwidth. That's a lot of, but
it definitely takes operating capital to do this kind of stuff.
Well, and the thing is, I don't know, is anybody else live through GunTube right now? I don't know. Are they? How many?
I'm the only one right now.
I just curious on how many people could go live through GunTube and do what we're doing right now on their channel. You know what I mean? So,
well, right now the hardware, Kingpin just put it out there that he can handle 2 going live right now at the same time.
Okay.
But right now I'm the only one doing anything with it.
Well, hopefully, he can upgrade this with all his generous donations that people have sent him to grow this thing. That's why I donated. Yeah, I didn't donate that much all at once, but man, I kept throwing him. Here's a couple more. Here's 10. Here, because I believe in this. I really do. It's like I want to see this move. I want to see it go because I'm, just like everybody else, we're getting sick of YouTube and being demonetized, which I've never been monetized, but getting a strike or getting anything or, oh, you violated guidelines. No, I didn't. Your guidelines say this. Well, yeah, we changed them though. Oh, okay.
We also have to keep in perspective that all of these advancements, like using the show right now and being able to host 2 live streams at one time, this is all before the Indiegogo money. This is all money that Night Strike put into this stuff and work that he put into it before the Indiegogo. He hasn't gotten paid from the Indiegogo yet. So he's still got $4,000 to come that he can put back into it to make it even better.
Minus whatever cut Indiegogo takes.
Right.
That was actually a question. I was curious. How much do they take?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never used.
He's done Indiegogo stuff before. He might know what their percentage is. I don't.
What is it, G? If you know, tell us, G. Curious.
Because he's done Indiegogo for the patch batches, right, Kingpin?
Yeah.
What is that in the background? I keep hearing something. It's like TV or a game or I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how he does with this because, yeah. Okay, he said they take approximately 10%, so they'll take around 400 as their cut.
That's not terrible.
No, it's not too bad.
No, not like what's a YouTube super chat take a third, something like that, which is bullshit. But yeah,
Yeah.
So anything else going on, guys? Get to the range this weekend yet?
Nope.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. We're planning tomorrow if the weather holds. It was raining here.
My wife's got to work all day tomorrow.
Bummer.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck because I'm not allowed to drive. We only have the one car, and she's got to work all day tomorrow.
Why aren't you allowed to drive? On meds or something?
My eyesight right now.
Oh, what's up with that?
I have to have a cornea transplant in my left eye.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I have no real depth perception.
How's your right eye?
My right eye isn't quite that bad. But
you're right-handed and not wrong-handed, right?
Yeah.
But
it's not enough to where, like, those little 3D pictures I have you look at the optometrist office.
Yeah, with the colors that you try and
the little circles or the kid ones where it's like a cake or something that's supposed to pop up. I only see the very first one and barely.
Funny thing is my buddy Dan, he diabetic, has been for years, and he was legally blind at one point, and he's had eye surgeries and that, but the guy was driving when he was legally blind. I'm like, okie dokie. Kind of scared me. I actually rode with him after he had his surgeries, and if it wasn't for me going, "Hey Dan, look out," he wouldn't have hit the brakes. I usually try and drive anytime Dan and I go anywhere now. Yeah, that sucks, dude. So how soon is this going to be when you have your surgery? I mean, is this insurance or what are you waiting on? I'm just wondering, brother.
Oh, I gotta go for my follow-up with the ophthalmologist on, I believe it's October 1st, and then we start scheduling things from there. He said we could get in sooner than that, but with my wife getting hit by the deer and everything kind of...
Your wife got hit or she hit the deer?
No, the deer hit her car.
jumped into the side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
that-
time
buddy.
she's had that happen with 3 different deer with this same fucking car.
It's got a deer attractant whistle on it somewhere.
One of them was 2 deer at once.
Wow.
One slammed the front driver's side door, and the other one slammed into the rear driver's side door.
I've only hit 2 deer in my life, and one it was very small, and I was doing about 50. I was on a country road going to work, and damn thing ran right out in front of me. The other one, I was doing like 35, and it's bypass around our town. It was the bridge going over the bypass coming into town. This dang thing jumped middle of the day, jumps right over this guardrail right in front of me. Yeah, it's like, you stupid deer. It ran to the other side of the road, flopped around for a few minutes, and got up and ran away. I was like, okay. The little one I hit at 50 didn't. He did. Yeah, he was done. But no, I had a friend. Deer jumped into the side of his van. He had one of the old school, 80s conversion vans with a big window. Well, it took out the driver's side window, bounced down the side of the van, took out that window, the big conversion van window in the back. But he says, yeah, just jump right into the side. Another story real quick. Pretty simple. Guy that used to work with my brother was doing a delivery. That he worked at a motorcycle, 4-wheeler place. You know what I'm saying? Had a trailer in the back, company truck, driving down the road, going to make the delivery. Deer jumps out and hits the fender, and it was a buck, and it came back through the window, and one of his tines went through the dude's shoulder, pinned him against the seat. This deer's flopping around. He's trying to get stopped. It's like, yikes.
Yeah, people have been killed by deer going through the windshield.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, let me screen share again, because I don't know if you've ever seen the pictures from because I got pictures of what happened the last time.
okay, so that's where it ran into the passenger door.
This is the time before this time, because obviously this isn't a dead of winter.
Yeah, I can see the snow. It's confusing me.
Yeah, here's where the deer hit. The second deer hit the passenger's door. Then up here's where the other deer hit the driver's side door. Look what it did to the mirror.
Yeah, I was just going to say that mirror looks a little messed up.
Yeah.
Unless that's some new fashion kind of mirror, but
yeah, I got more pictures. So
show us.
Yeah, here's a close up of the mirror. You can actually see deer fur on the mirror.
Oh, I take that back. I didn't hit a deer. I ran over a deer. That was the third. Actually, that was the second. But I was in a pickup truck on the interstate, going down the road, come up on a truck, and it was just doing a little bit slower than me. And I went to go around it, and as soon as I got into the other lane, there's a frickin' buck just laying there flopping in the road. I went right over top of it. And it was like, oh, crap, Next exit, I get off, I look, I got hair in the wheel well, I got hair in the wheel, I got hair in the bumper, and there's this dent in the license plate. This was an old Chevy pickup. A dent in the license plate, you could tell was from an antler, and it was like, but yeah, I ran over. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had just finished taking my criminal justice class on crime scene photography. So you can see how I made the snow disappear using photographic skills for this picture. But yeah, you can see.
Zippy 9898 just put out in the chat room. Said I hit 3 deer in 1 month, once in my truck and 2 other in the rental cars waiting for my truck to be repaired.
Jesus Christ. That's what you call bad luck right there, man.
I was just going to say, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, if it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. But yeah, you can see where the deer fur was on here, right here. And that's actually after I had taken some off of it so that I could get a better shot of the wires and everything. Because there was a big tuft of hair right here. I literally had to pull the fur off there so I get a better picture of what the damage itself.
Stupid deer.
Yeah. And see, I don't know. I don't remember what all pictures I got. Yeah, that's just another angle with the mirror.
Hey, that's a mirror with a ruler tape measure. That's like the picture I took of the snow on our post on top of a post.
Well, this is what you do. Yeah, this is what you do with crime scene photography. You know, you get something in there for scale to show what it is, and the best way to do that's with a tape measure or ruler. You know, I mean, I was taking some serious photographs. These were given to the insurance. Then here's the rear door again. I mean, think the size of the dent that son of a bitch put in there.
I'm looking at the one right under the corner of that handle, and that is a sharp crease.
Yeah.
Right there in the metal, man. That's a sharp dent and a crease. Yeah. That was head, antler. Dude, you can almost, I'm looking at it, you can almost like follow the line up the door and then down under the handle. It almost looks like a nose and an antler.
Yeah. And this is a definite scratch. I mean, there's no...
Is that an ear above the handle? I mean, look at it. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like the imprint of the side of the deer.
That's where the light was hitting, but yeah. It almost... it really does. The scratch here looks like it could be a smell.
You see what I mean?
That looks like it could be an ear. But yeah, that's all dents from that's how hard that deer hit the side of the car.
It just jumped right out on the side of it. Just
boom, yeah, just barreled right into the side of the car.
Stupid deer.
And then we got one more here. And there's another angle that with the tape measure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how big across. I mean, that's how wide across that is. We're looking at 3 feet here, and that deer just did I mean, that's.
I kill both of these deer, or
both these deer. No, they were still alive. The police put the deer down when they responded.
They dispatched them. That's what they call it. They dispatched them.
No. My wife knows the cops because she was working in the ER at the time. And the cop that responded was one of the ones, and he's like, I put them both down.
I know, but, in the technical report, it will say, the police officers dispatched the animals at the scene.
Yeah.
What do you mean they dispatched them? They called them on the radio and told them to go somewhere?
Yeah, but keep in mind, man, I don't know if you've seen a Ford Fusion, that should all be round.
Yeah, that's not
that angle. that deer was pushing sheet metal. That son of a bitch hit hard.
Yeah, you think about it. How fast was she going? How fast was the deer jumping or running? And boom, man, that's hard.
I don't think a side impact's going to matter how much you were moving. It's how fast what hit you was moving.
I don't want to get into physics, but yes. Stupid deer.
Yeah, that.
Hey, just be glad we don't live in moose country, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, when we took the car to get the limit, I mean, not to get the limit. Somebody said limit out there, not the limit. To get the estimate, yes. They're backed up until October because the deer are so bad. People are constantly either getting hit or hitting the deer right now.
Well,
we went to multiple garages, and they all said the same thing.
Then I think Virginia needs to open up their West Virginia, excuse me. Yes, I'm sorry. West Virginia needs to open up how many deer you can kill in season, because that's game management. And there was it's funny, I can't remember. It was one of the New England states years ago. Oh, we're going to do away with deer hunting because the bunny huggers got their way. And there were more accidents involving deer in the following year than there was in the past 10 or 15, and it's like, yeah, there ain't no shortage of deer.
Yeah, and keep in mind that deer here are not small. The whitetails here are big because of the apple orchards. They got plenty of food.
I was going to say, where you live is definitely apple orchards. You probably got more crops in that area. Where we used to hunt them way up by Maryland, man, that was nothing but mountains. And
well, we're right near Maryland. I mean, Maryland's 5 miles up the road.
Yeah, but you're farther east, if I remember, because you don't know where Canaan Valley's at.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, that area is where we used to hunt, up in Canaan Valley. 2 little towns, Thomas. There's a mountain up there called Dolly Sods, and that's where we hunted. But
you get down near Blackwater Falls area.
Yep.
That's right down 96 from here.
Well,
96 and then to 50? Yeah, you take 96 to 50, and then 50 down that way. Yeah.
So how far is that from you mile wise? You think?
I don't mile wise. I don't know.
Not as a crow fly miles, because down there crow
Yeah.
fly miles is 20. As drive it, it's like 50.
Maybe 45 minutes or so, maybe something like that.
That's not that far. But anyway, no. When we hunted, we were up in the mountains, and there was nothing up there but trees and pine needles, and so.
Yeah. Well,
deer
that's where my mother-in-law's property is. I mean, where we just moved from last year. We were back in the woods, and my mother-in-law owns 250, 300 acres.
Wow. Mountainous acres?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go to West Virginia and hunt again, buddy.
And right outside of the property she owns is, I mean, bordering on it's an old apple orchard that isn't in operation anymore, but there's still plenty of apples growing in there.
Yeah.
They're running wild, and the deer just eat them up.
Yeah, I was going to say old apple orchards like a wild apple tree. It grows its apples, it drops them, and then it grows some more. And yeah.
And the deer just love them.
But yeah, I mean, here in Ohio where I'm at, man, we got orchards everywhere. We got crops. It's like, man, these deer eat better than the damn cows. So some good deer around here, that's for sure.
Yeah, you get some really good deer around, big, meaty.
Oh, dude, yeah, funny. We were talking about Taurus. I probably told this story, but I took a 10-point buck in 1993, 91 or 93. Shit, I can't remember. It was the early 90s. 10-point buck, 75 yards away. Open sight, 6-inch, 357 Taurus. First shot was fatal. Second shot was fatal. I shot him a few more times because he just kept getting up. And the problem is within 100 yards of everywhere I looked, there was a hunter, and there was no way this deer was getting up and running and somebody else aiming it.
Yeah, that was around the same time that I got my first deer, and you've heard that story before.
I don't know. And let me finish mine. Let me finish mine. You were saying monster deer. I don't think I got a picture on my phone, or I'd text it to you. Right, dude, the thing is huge. I mean, the heart was like my two fists. You know what I mean? It was just massive deer, and it's 75 yards. I didn't realize how big it was. And as I'm walking up on him, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this thing's a monster. So got a lot of good eats. Anyway, what's your first deer?
I could have swore I told you the story before.
You might have, but I'm old and I forget. Okay.
I know Kingpin's heard it a couple of times now.
Refresh my memory.
Okay, you know how you get those trees that form like a natural tree stand in them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm up in one tree like that. My stepfather's over in another tree like that. We're like back to back kind of, you know what I mean? Where our trees were pointing.
Right.
So we've got a good, clear view from just about everywhere around us, except for this one spot, right? So we're both up in our trees. I hear this scratch. I'm thinking, okay, there's a squirrel around here somewhere. I'd ignore it. It keeps going like scratch. I start looking around, right? Because it's starting to get on my nerves at this point. I look down. There's this big freaking 8-point buck just scratching away at this goddamn tree I'm up in.
So you're straight above him.
Yeah. Like 10, 15 feet maybe above this deer, right?
Deer seldom look up.
Yeah. I can't bring the 30-30 around because the way the branches were and where it was. So I have this. Thankfully, this tree was big enough where I could have a little cooler up there with me, and there was plenty of room where I could sit the rifle aside without having to worry about it falling out of the tree. So I slowly, ever so slowly and quietly, draw my Model 66. Slowly, ever so slowly, and trying, covering it with my other hand, trying to pull that hammer back.
How old were you?
Oh, man.
Teenager, adult?
Yeah, 17, 18 years old, somewhere around there. Anyway, get that hammer pulled back.
And you didn't hear the click?
He didn't hear the click because he was making so much noise, and I had it muffled because those big orange hunter's gloves?
Yeah.
I was covering the hammer with my left hand as I'm pulling it back, so it didn't hear the click. I look down, I aim up, boom! Down through his spine, severed the spinal column. He just fell right where he was.
So it went through the spine, through the heart, down. He went dead.
No, he was paralyzed. It didn't even go through the heart. It was right through the back where the neck meets the.
Oh yeah, shoulder. Yeah, shoulder. Yep.
Just severed his spinal column. He just fell. He was paralyzed. There was no running. It was just instant boom.
He didn't start howling out. He didn't howl out in pain, did he?
He couldn't. No, he probably didn't feel a damn thing.
The last one I got, I hit him once, 12 gauge slug from. I was up in a tree, 10, 15 feet away. Hit him once. It was a lethal shot. He started to run, and the property he was running towards was. You better get permission to track a deer here. And I went, no, you're not getting away. And I shot again, and I hit him in the spine, and he let out this yelp that just, I was like, come on, dude, just die. I don't want to hear you in pain.
Yeah, the entrance wound was probably about that big, standard 357.
Oh, yeah.
The exit wound was like that out the bottom of his neck. That deer probably never felt a thing when that bullet impacted.
I was going to say, yeah, if you hit him in the spine, probably not.
Yeah, it was instant. His spine and neck were just snapped. I mean, he didn't feel a darn thing. One minute he knew he was scraping against that tree, the next minute he was meeting dear God. That was
so he went down. Of course, he didn't kick or flinch. I mean, but
no, he wouldn't have been able to. I mean, his nerve was just shut off. It was like somebody flipped the switch.
So how long did it take him to die? I mean, do you have to put another in him and finish him off, or by the time you got out of the tree?
He never moved. So he didn't move. There was no indication that he was breathing or anything. So I didn't bother. I didn't waste another bullet on it because there was no indication that it was still.
Yeah, because you severed the spine, not just a little. You cut the spine off from the body, which without that, the body's going to shut down completely.
And in medical terms, it was an internal decapitation.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's the terminology. It's an internal decapitation.
Yeah. It's when you sever the spinal column completely to the point of everything below that is just not getting any brain waves through the nerves anymore.
Yeah.
No more electrical impulse.
But I mean, there was no indication. There was no breathing or anything going on. So
that's funny. I had not heard that story, Rich. That's interesting. So.
Yeah, I'd never gotten that lucky again.
The older I get, the harder deer hunting. Here's a funny thing. Like I said, the last deer I got was on my boss's property. It was an 8-point buck, tasted good. I think I still got the skull and antlers somewhere. I never did anything. I wasn't trophy hunting. I'm never a trophy hunter, and the only reason I mounted that big old 10-point that I got was like, oh my God, it's so fucking big. But and yeah, why not? But we figured something out that my boss's property has a hog farm on it. And you know what those deer are used to smelling? Pig, hog shit. You know what you do? You walk through the barn, you stand there for about 5 minutes, even though you're gagging, and then you go to your tree stand. All sense covered, trust me.
I can believe it. My brother-in-law was raising pigs, so I can believe it.
We figured out too that if you if the farm you're hunting on has cows, it's gross. Go step in a cow patty. Go walk through a fucking cow patty and then walk through the woods. Guess what? They don't smell you. They're used to that smell.
Yeah, but I can't stand that smell. I'd probably get sick myself.
Yeah, well, I get
tours of dairy farms. Oh my God, that is awful.
Pigs worse. Pigs worse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the cow. Oh man, that's got to be. I could never raise cows on it. That has got to be one of the most god awful smells ever put on the face of this planet.
Yeah, but they taste so good. Come on, not the cow patties, the cow themselves. Anyway.
I have to say, man, you eat that?
No, the cow. The pig tastes good too. Come on.
Fuel. Keep in mind, people used to use that shit for fuel. In some places, they still do.
Well, yeah. Don't you want to know they want to ban cows farting because methane? Come on, really? What? That means I can't.
Have they never seen Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
Yeah.
Methane comes from pig shit.
Well, it comes from all of it. That methane, it's a natural product of.
Yeah, I know.
It's I know.
Joke, man. Okay. But I mean, it's a line in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yes, I know.
You know,
they're gonna. What was it?
power comes from methane. Methane cometh from pig shit.
Good old Bartertown. No, honestly, dude, I'm sorry. I think pigs stink worse than cows. I really do. I mean, walk through a pig barn, have to work. And look, my boss.
Maybe beef cows are different. Dairy cows are foul-smelling animals.
Well, it's because they live in a barn, and all they got to do is produce milk. And cows that are raised as beef, that's a little different. They're not in barns much. So, but then again, hey,
we always went on the tour of Marburger Dairy Farm when I was going to the private Christian school in Allison Park, PA, which is just outside Pittsburgh. Marburger Dairy Farm is in Butler County. I don't know. You might get Marburger milk over in your area, Woods. I don't know if you do or not. They have
not that I know of.
Okay. That's why I said you might. I don't know. I know they had places in Ohio that they did deliver to. Like they delivered to like Youngstown and Canton in that area.
Yeah, I'm farther west than that, but yeah, we got all kinds of local dairies around here. Hell, we got dairy farms that produce for all the big companies. You know what I mean? But Toffs is one of the big ones around here.
The one thing that was always nice about the dairy farm tour: fresh chocolate milk.
Was it pasteurized chocolate milk?
No, it hadn't been pasteurized yet or anything. It was, and when I say fresh, it was fresh.
Hey, guess what? Speaking of this is so funny. My mom, back when I was, I don't know, 8, 10, 12, whatever, I was a little kid. She was friends with somebody that was married to a dairy farmer. And we used to get raw milk from them. And it sounds gross, but dang, that was some good stuff. And you're exactly right. When you made chocolate milk out of that, man, that was like a milkshake. You know what I mean? It was like, and
the way Marburger did it, they had the fresh raw milk, and they didn't use chocolate syrup. They had this big blending machine, right? It looked like a giant steel blender. You know what I mean? And they put bars of chocolate in that and mixed it up in this big blender machine.
Hey, we're not dead. We drank raw cow's milk and we're not dead. Yeah.
They weren't allowed to sell it because, FDA regulations and everything, but they could give it to us as a sample thing when we were on the tour. That was always the highlight of that tour. Chocolate milk made with actual chocolate bars from raw milk. And raw milk. Oh man, that's
mixed with raw milk. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I remember I don't know, it's probably 5th grade that they didn't take us to the hog farm that the guy that I work for owns. It used to be a full production hog farm. Now it's just he finishes pigs. Long story. Anyway, owns a trucking company. I worked with a trucking company. Over the years, I worked on the hog farm when I was working another job and needed to make extra money or whatever. You know what I mean? So I've known my boss many, many years. But anyway, when I was like 4th or 5th grade, they took us on a field trip to a hog farm somewhere. And they warned us ahead of time. Well, just bring old, nasty shoes. Because you're going to want to wear them.
Yeah, that's what it was when we went to the dairy farm. Don't wear your good shoes.
But, that was my first experience with the whole hog farm and this. But trust me, this hog farm would lay shame to what my boss does or did. This hog farm was huge. Massive production, you know what I mean? So, but it's like, hogs stink, cows stink. Guess what? I still love what stinks?
Horses.
They do. Yeah. Well, yeah. I've never ate horse as far as I know, but
I've never eaten a horse, but I've ridden them.
Yeah. Oh, my brother.
I've been in stables before. They're not the freshest smelling areas either.
Nope. I've ridden many horses. My brother owned them. My sister owned them. My buddy owned them, and I ain't been on a horse in years. But Yeah, they can stink too. But when it comes to stinky animals that I eat, well, I think pigs stink worse than cows, but damn, I love bacon. I don't know. Is that messed up?
Wow. Going back to the chocolate milk and Marburger, we're not. The milk wasn't separated either. It was the cream and the milk were all mixed in there. So
Raw
it was
milk.
Yeah.
Raw milk.
I want to make sure people out there understand what we're talking about. This
Yeah.
literally, when it got mixed up, it was the thickness of a thin milkshake. It's not like when you go and pour milk out of the gallon in your refrigerator. It was thick. It was creamy. It was good.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people don't understand. It's just freaking raw milk right out of the cow's teat. Yeah, it's got the cream, it's got everything, and it's like, yeah, add a little chocolate. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this, right?
Yeah, you're never going to find anything like that in a supermarket. Never.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Unless you got a cow in your backyard that you're milking on the daily, you're never gonna know what that's like.
Oh my God, I just had a stupid thought. Did you see? I get a lot of stupid thoughts. You know me. Did you see the last Jedi where Luke goes down and milks whatever the hell thing that is?
Nope. I haven't seen that. The last Star Wars movie I watched, and I refuse to watch any afterwards, is the one where Han and Chewie come back, and I don't remember which one that is.
That was
Force Awakens?
That was the Last Jedi.
No, that wasn't.
Oh shit! No, wait a minute.
That was Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Yes, Force Awakens.
Yeah, where Han gets killed, and
Yep.
Star Wars died with Han Solo. Sorry, I haven't seen any of them since. I haven't watched Solo. I haven't watched Rogue One. I haven't watched. I have no interest.
I can tell you this, dude. It's like, man, being, I was born in 66. In 1977, I was 11 years old. The first Star Wars came out, and it was like mind blown.
I was
whatever. My mind was blown. It's like, oh, and then the next one, and then it was years, and the prequels came out, and I was so excited, and then I was it was like, yeah, I like the story, but God, I was disappointed. But these newer ones, even though they're Disney, and there's a lot of social justice crap and this and that, but you know something? I thought Force Awakens was good. I thought Last Jedi was good. I'm waiting to see the Rise of Skywalker and see where it goes. Now, Rise of Skywalker, it's the last one of the trilogy. I don't know what the hell.
They're making more after.
I don't know where it's going to go from that. I did like Rogue One. That was dang good. Solo, it was all right. Rogue One was really good because Rogue One was the precursor to A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie. That was so, but it entertained me, and it's cool that it's comic book stuff. You know what I mean? You put the stories together, and it's just like freaking Avengers, Endgame, and all that. Yeah,
but I think I'm irritated because they made all the stuff that when we were younger, that was all the novels, all the comics, and all that. It just instantly decanonized all of it. There's like,
yeah, I know. The times we live in. Let's just put it that way.
Back when they made the prequels, instead of making those, they had a ready-made trilogy in the novels that could have been made into movies.
Let me ask you this, because I can't remember. Had George Lucas sold the rights?
No, he had not sold it. No, he didn't. He hadn't sold.
I was going to say he didn't sell until after the prequels.
Yeah, that was after that. Instead of making those prequels, they could have did the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy. They really could have. That would have been. They could have been around. Han could have been. I mean, that was a few years after Jedi. They still looked young enough at that point. you know, they could have done that. Made a little bit of changes because Leia, let's be honest, she wasn't the skinny thing that she was in the original movies. You know,
No comment, but yeah.
Carrie Fisher had put some weight on by that point, but they could have just made it instead of being like 6 years later, like I think is what it was in the books. They could have made it 10, 15 years later, and then had her had the kids before that happened instead of right after. So that would explain why she put the weight on. I'm talking about the twins, not Anakin. But if you've read any of the old novels,
I see. That's the thing. I didn't read any of them. I've read. I think when I was in high school, after A New Hope, I read one of them. You know what I mean? But it's just, I just wanted to watch the movies, and I wasn't sure when George handed over it to Disney, and the biggest mistake that George made, from what I hear, is the licensing on the merchandise.
well, as much as he sold that to Disney for, the man ain't hurting.
No, no. Let's take 1/10 of what he got for that and live the rest of our lives very comfortably, right?
Yeah. He made billions on that deal.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not feeling sorry for the guy in the least.
Let me ask you this, Rich. If somebody at your age right now said, here's $1 million, you won it in the lottery, are you going to be the stupid dummy that spends it? Or are you going to go, well, let me see. You know something? I got X amount of years in front of me, and I can live on $1 million for the rest of my life if I play my cards right. Of course, you're going to go, okay, my vehicle sucks. I need a new vehicle. Are you going to move to
a house, that sort of thing?
But you're not going to move to a mansion. You're not going to buy a freaking Lamborghini.
No, I don't want anything like that anyway.
Yeah, buy a good pickup truck.
Too many rooms to clean and a Lamborghini. Why?
Right. You see what I mean? So it's like, yeah, these people that win lottery and like lose it all within months and years, I'm like, what are you, just a bunch of dumbasses? But then again, those are the people that I see spending half their, $500 to $700 paycheck, half of it, buying lottery tickets. And it's like, did you win? Nope. Oh, I won $50. Well, yeah, that paid for like last month's 3 days. What?
If you can find the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy, I recommend reading it because that was pretty darn good. It was written by a guy named Timothy Zahn. I don't know if they're still in print or not since they decanonized it.
So where does that play into the whole saga?
It's after Jedi.
Oh, okay.
The story basically is that the Emperor had these guys that were like Moff rank, but they weren't governors of something, so they were Grand Admirals. They were the guys that were in charge of massive fleets. They would be like the 5-star admirals during World War II.
Yeah, so if they didn't do their job, Darth Vader would just come and give them a neck pinch. And
these guys would have been on this at the beginning. Remember New Hope, how Grand Moff Tarkin was above Vader? The Grand Admirals were at that level. They were the same rank.
Yeah, they were the same rank. Well, actually, technically, Grand Admirals were above Grand Moffs.
Oh my God! This guy.
In respect to that, they were only second to the Emperor. Okay.
Yeah. So these guys would have been over Vader.
If those guys fucked up, Palpatine forced lightning to them to death.
Yeah, they didn't answer to Vader. Vader answered to them.
Yeah. Well, he didn't answer to them per se. He was told.
Vader was pretty much on Alicia Tarkin, command.
Well, that's because remember, even before the Clone Wars, Tarkin was a well-established soldier and a war hero.
Yeah, and remember, we're talking at the first movie. By Jedi, Vader would have been by himself. The first movie,
there were still Grand Admirals, but they were strewn out across the galaxy, quelling rebellions and whatnot because of the rebellion. So,
yeah, and Thrawn, for example, because he was
Thrawn is canon. I'm so happy. Thrawn is canon.
Oh, they made it back to being canon. Oh yeah, because they put him in
Rebels.
Yeah, they put him in Star Wars Rebels, but is
They-
the Tom trilogy canon again?
They made
Or just him?
they made Thrawn and all of his creepiness canon. You know how he loved to focus on art and judge his enemy by viewing their art and their culture and whatnot.
I did not see the episodes of Rebels with him. Did he have the Nagri with him?
He did have a Nagrai with him, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
He had one Nagrai bodyguard, Rook.
Yeah.
You remember Rook, right?
Yeah, he's the one that killed him at the end of the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah, and they had Rook with him. Rook was his bodyguard.
Yeah, I got the Thrawn trilogy. I was telling A&A he needs to find that and read it.
And they're really good Star Wars books if you like Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. I just got to find the time to read.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, they got a lot of them on audiobooks too. You might want to see if you can get it on audiobook.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That way you can just listen to it while you're doing your work and driving.
Yeah, I could do that while I was reloading or something. That's cool.
Right.
I'll check that out.
So,
And I'm going to say you guys are bigger Star Wars geeks than me, even though you're younger and Star Wars came out when I was a kid and you weren't even alive. Whatever.
I was 3 years old when the first one
I was
came out.
3.
it didn't help that my mom's best friend helped design the Stormtrooper costume. It didn't help.
Oh, of course not. That's cool. The connection.
So,
By the way, welcome Night Strike. Cool you showed up. We were talking about you earlier. The Indiegogo.
yeah,
Your money.
I see people are already using the platform. I'm like, what the hell? What are you guys doing?
Well, yeah, because you put it out there.
Actually, by the way, I set it up right now. I don't have any more money to set up any more servers, but right now, two different chat rooms can go at the same time right now.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
I don't know if anybody else has tried going live and whether it succeeded or not. But if there was any problems, just let me know because eventually I'm gonna have to have people helping me test this out to see if we can get like 4 or 5 chats running at the same time because that's more. I'm shooting for at least 3 to 5 chats being able to be streamed at the same time. That's my focused goal right now. And then, upgrading some of the software. And now I have to find someone to take the source SDK of the Android and iPhone apps and, go and apply GunTube's logo all over it and build it from source. So that's going to be fun. Thank you, Sarge.
We did have a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning, but they seem to have worked themselves out.
Well, user error is not my problem.
No, it wasn't user error. It was that we were just kicked off the live stream, and I had to start it back up again.
Well,
that could have been internet issues.
It could have just been internet issues.
Yeah. Night Strike.
Yes.
Plans for the money. Speaking of which, you want somebody that knows how to do this Goober Tech stuff. My brother, channel partner. Honestly, the guy's a freaking. He's like, oh yeah, just do this, and if you do this, you go to this IP and do this, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I'm way ahead of him. I don't tell you to do it. I just give you a link to do it.
No, what I'm saying is he might be a good source to maybe work with you. And I'm hoping that this money that you have gotten, you are going to build this and put it into this because I'm sure you will. And to do what you are doing so far is freaking awesome because you haven't got a dime from that Indiegogo thing, and this shit works.
Well, yeah, I sold an AR-15 to be able to fund this prototype platform off of my old shitty hardware. And yes, I'm sorry, Rich, I said shitty, but you know what? The hardware was from 2000. The server I've got running all my websites is from 2007. Runs websites just fine, but live stream chat not so much.
Yeah, 2007. That's like wow. I'm surprised it's doing what it's doing now.
Well, enterprise grade.
I'm just saying that's what 12, 13, 14 years old. What?
Yeah, it's pretty old. But, the architectures have changed a little bit, and hopefully, eventually I can get some more money to buy some newer servers and just offload everything onto a newer server because eventually I'm going to have to replace that server.
Like I said, brother, I'll talk to my brother about that. And man,
Well, right now that's my problem for the websites, and the websites run themselves. And again, GunTube is hosted off of a different server, which I will own that server in December because I went with a rent-to-own deal on that server where you just pay the co-location fees for a year, and you get that server for GunTube. Even though it's an older hardware as well, the fact is we could still use that server for something.
and if you own it, can you upgrade it at your expense?
I can upgrade it at my expense, yes.
There you go. So
one of the good things.
like I said, brother, my brother is total computer geekdom, and if I can help, if he can help, we're going to do it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll keep in contact for sure, but I'd love to, just say, hey, Mike, here's Derek's number. Call him. Start talking computer geek shit. And you guys.
I don't think that'll pan out. I think you may have to make the introduction.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that
Because I'm not going to just cold call him because that's rude.
No, I'd tell him to cold call you or text
Hey,
you.
your brother Chris told me to call you.
The thing is you
Like, don't listen to him. That guy's a jackass.
yeah, maybe sometimes. The thing is you guys are geeks, man. You understand the hardware, the software. Man, I'm going with this.
I fix people's computers. Of course, I know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, you and him get together. Shit, man, this thing might grow even better if I could get him.
And gamers in the area come to me if they need a computer built so that they can have a kick-ass gaming rig. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, I make custom gaming PCs for people, and I also do remote repair, and also I don't have the business. It's not a set location. It's a mobile business. I go to people's offices and their houses and fix their computers for them, and then I go home after I get paid. Done with that.
Yeah. Like I said, you and my brother get along real good because that's kind of, I don't know, it's close to what he does.
Again, with what I do, don't think this the wrong way. Sometimes it's like 20 minutes of work and like 4 or 5 to 6 hours of just watching it to make sure it stays working. Okay? Where I can literally be doing anything else just as long as I've got like one screen up monitoring it to make sure it doesn't break again. That's kind of what I do.
Very time consuming for sure.
Yeah. So, but don't get wrong. I do get my mandated breaks. So if I want to go and get a sandwich, I go and get a sandwich.
Well, say that you have to go. Say you have to go to Walmart for something, or you've got a doctor's appointment, or
I just go take care of it and come back.
Well, can you monitor from like your cell phone, or do you?
I've got everything set up to where all of my servers I can monitor and remotely administrate from my cell phone if I have to.
Very cool.
So, when I'm out of the office, and I say office with air quotes, my home office, I just have everything forwarded to my cell phone. So, if it's an emergency, if it's not an emergency, I'm on my break or I'm on a federally mandated doctor's appointment, or a federally mandated trip to Walmart. But that's one thing. If you own your own business and you work hard at it, it eventually will even itself out. But again, you have to work really hard at it. And I do long hours, or sometimes where people call me at like 3 a.m. to fix their web server or something, and I have to get up out of bed and go fix that, and then I'm going back to bed. I send them an invoice in the morning when I wake up.
Well, anyway, now that we got that off.
Sorry for derailing your Star Wars chat with real technology. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
real technology that I built that you're using right now. I mean, you're just saying,
Yeah, it went from Star Wars to other, but yeah, it's all good. I had fun.
we're trying to explain to A&A exactly what the premise of the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy was. Anyway, we established the fact that at the beginning of the Star Wars saga that Thrawn would have been over Vader. Okay. But what happens is Thrawn and his big, massive fleet are sent out to the far, far, far outer rims, right? So he's not there when the whole deal at Endor and all that takes place. He finds out about it years later, and
he's fighting the unknown threat in the unknown regions, not the outer rim. He's in the unknown regions fighting some unsaid enemy.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the difference. But anyway, yeah. But he hears about what happened years and years later, right? It's like what, 5-6 years later, he finally hears what happened, and he brings his fleet back, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and he gets the only captain that had ever survived under Vader's rule to be the captain of his ship.
Oh, let's not forget the insane Dark Jedi clone he had.
Yeah, a Dark Jedi clone that was a clone of a Jedi Master that went to explore the unknown regions.
Yeah, and
the plot thickens.
Yeah, and a race of aliens that are super assassins known as the Nogri.
Yeah, it goes off the deep end, but it's actually a very good read. Actually, though, I like the duology that they did after. Spectre of the Past, Vision of the Future.
Yeah, I didn't read those ones.
They were Timothy Zahn made sequels to the Thrawn trilogy. What it turns out is they used the Emperor had used Thrawn as a template to try and create duplicates of Thrawn. Unfortunately, all he succeeded in doing was making extremely smart stormtroopers. Yeah.
You don't want to make them too smart that they think for themselves, right?
But what happened is one of those clones basically they put Thrawn's mind in like a human stormtrooper template, okay? And one of those clones survived and went and hid, and he went and found some other human that if you colored him blue and gave him contacts that glowed red, that he would look like an exact duplicate of Thrawn. So what this guy did was he went and convinced all the Empire that Thrawn had returned, and and he was giving this actor instructions on how to do Thrawn's mannerism and how to respond, and everybody had were almost convinced that Thrawn had come back.
So it was the Star Wars version of Cyrano de Bergerac.
Star Wars version of the Second Coming of Christ. I don't know. Whatever.
But here's the thing. Luke Skywalker went into the unknown regions to where Thrawn originally had his base with the Empire of the Hand, which is what was Thrawn's little group of Imperial fanatics. And he found and destroyed an exact clone that was in a cryogenic stasis chamber of Thrawn. Had that woken up, Thrawn would have come back for real.
I'm gonna answer like Rich.
You don't know about the cloning technology and the fact that the Emperor wasn't dead at the end of Jedi. So.
No.
Yeah, I kind of do. I just God, you guys are.
Hey, he's coming back in the next movie, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I heard that. Because
Ian McDermott, the actor who played the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, the prequels, all the other ones, basically all forms that he's played Emperor Palpatine, he's coming back for the movie this year.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like I said, you guys got all into the books more than I did. I just watched the movies and.
Well, the book when you're done with the movies and you have nothing else to do, and there's tons of Star Wars books.
No, I have plenty to do, and I probably won't. I just have time to watch the movies and go, okay.
But a lot of the books have been retconned by Disney when they bought Star Wars. So, some of them only Thrawn is canon, and only the version of him that they bring into Rebels is canon. But it's the same Thrawn more or less, that was in those books, except the factor instead of sending him to the the unknown regions, they just the Emperor just sent him to quell the rebellion in the outer rim instead of the unknown regions.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea how badass Thrawn was, he's not human, and the Emperor hated aliens. And
Yeah.
he's one of the highest ranking officers in the Imperial Navy.
He was Chiss. Basically, think of a human with red eyes and blue skin, and that's what Chiss are.
Yep.
That's all they are. Because they come from like an ice crystal planet.
Yeah. And most Chiss served in Imperial intelligence. They're a very smart race of people. But again, they didn't tend to be in really high-ranking areas because the Emperor didn't like aliens. Thrawn was a Grand Admiral. That's saying something about Thrawn right there.
That's because Thrawn was extremely smart. Like smarter than he was 10 times as smart as the average Chiss. That's why they exiled him, because they were afraid of what he would do. Because he tried at one point, he had tried to he was in his people's military at one point, and he had tried to stage a coup, and he almost won.
I can say this, that from the last movie, General Snoke wasn't too smart. But
No, that Snoke was like that was like the biggest crock of
yeah, I
duty that I had ever seen.
like I said, man, I don't
You
read
try
the book.
doing that same thing on Palpatine, and that'll be sent straight to your gut. And then you'll get Force lightning to death. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how Palpatine would have dealt with that. Snoke was a freaking joke.
Yeah,
Well, we know how Vader would have handled him too, because we saw it on the Super Star Destroyer.
When I
Snoke
saw
was
that
a
with
joke.
Snoke, I asked,
Hashtag.
"Where's Laurel and Hardy?" That's how bad that was. Where's Laurel and Hardy? Where's Charlie Chaplin? Because this got to be a joke.
I honestly, I'll say from the Last Jedi scene in all the movie, the scene where it was, Kylo Ren and Rey, and then the lightsaber going and cutting him in half. I was like, yeah, that's funny. I just thought it was like, oh, you thought you were so smart. Snoke was a joke.
But apparently, Seven Wonders knows absolutely nothing about Star Wars. He says, if y'all were speaking Russian, I'd understand more than I do now.
Hey, guess what?
We're speaking French in Russian.
Yeah, I know less than these guys about Star Wars. The only Star Wars I know is the movies. So,
Yeah. Oh, if you want another good read, if you can find them, the Dark Empire comics were good.
I gotta do the audio book.
They did do an audio version of that, which they did a whole complete, not an audio book, but like an audio drama of that. So I would check that out. I've got it on CD.
Yeah. Did they do 1 and 2, or just the first one?
They did 1 and 2. They didn't do Empire's End. So
I'm just saying that, the whole audio book to me, I think I could do this. I got to plug into all the audio books and all the stories that I loved and the Star Wars, and there's so much I missed, but the audio book makes it so easy that you can do whatever you're doing. You can put your earbuds in, and I could reload right now, and you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I got to plug into this whole audio book thing and catch up on current events in the comic book world, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
actually, they did do Empire's End. I stand corrected.
What were your thoughts on the Jedi Academy trope?
Can I say barf?
It wasn't that bad.
Wait a minute, Barf, wasn't that the
That was the
guy from Spaceballs?
No, we're not going there.
Spaceballs. Spaceballs. Come on, that was John Candy and Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Barf. That was his
He's a
name.
mug.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh God.
Barf.
No, it's my name.
That's
poor
what
poor Pizza the Hut. He ate
He
himself.
ate himself to death.
he had himself. Use the Schwartz.
Oh yeah. It was the Schwartz.
How about ludicrous speed?
No. Lightspeed is
Oh
too
my
fast.
God, they've gone plaid.
We need something faster than Lightspeed. We need like ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed, sir. We don't know if this shit can take it. It's never been tested. What's the matter, Colonel Saunders? Chicken?
Dark helmet or whatever. Yeah.
And they got Rick Moranis to play that? That was hilarious.
I know. And the
What
big
about when they
vacuum
come
cleaner
out
and
of
everything.
Ludicrous?
Oh my God.
What about when they come out of ludicrous speed and Rick Moranis just goes flying into the bulkhead?
Damn it. Now I got to watch Spaceballs to laugh. Silly movies.
And then at the end, the whole Planet of the Apes thing.
And even the apes said, holy Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Even they didn't want to deal with it.
Come on. It was Mel Brooks, guys. It was
Oh,
to be
my God.
expected.
Seven Wonders doesn't know Spaceballs?
Oh my God. Really? What?
Well, what do
That's like not knowing Blazing Saddles.
you expect from Snob's son-in-law?
Kingpin, if you think I'm in trouble with copyright strikes, you really need to go watch last night's show.
I did not get a copyright strike on that show. Which is
It's
funny.
amazing.
Which is funny. Well, I think they only give us copyright strikes if we're on key.
Hey, I got a copyright strike shooting with my son, and they said from 1 minute and 30 seconds to whatever, there's like, oh, you use somebody's music. You know what the music there was is us shooting steel plates with a gun. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I disputed it, and they went, oh yeah, I guess, yeah. So,
Nah, just put that shit on GunCoop.
well, point is it's like we got a strike for a music infringement, and it's like there was no music there. We were shooting guns at steel plates, and they went bang, bing, bang, bang, bing, bing, bang. Now you're gonna copyright us on the key or the tone. What? My brother and I were there. My son was there. We both said, oh, wait a minute. We sent emails, and they went, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we were wrong. Well, yeah, you were wrong. Oh, what a joke.
Now, I can see not getting copyright strike with Snob singing.
What? You said when Snob's here, you don't get it?
No, when Snob is singing, I can see not getting a copyright strike.
And Obnoxious one. Obnoxious one, too.
Obnoxious could sing better than Snob did.
Yeah.
Probably. I could probably sing better than both of them, and I can't sing.
And then Rich was singing, too. And it's like, oh, my God. When Rich sings, watch out. And Rich is like, no, you're going to have to delete this video because if my wife hears this, I will never hear the end of it. By the way, I cut that out of the video, so I have that to send to your wife whenever I need to.
Well, you didn't tell the whole story.
I know, but I'm not trying to get you in trouble or trying to get your wife after you. So I'm holding on to that when I need to have one over you. Okay.
I'm a notorious hater of the person that originally sang that song.
Yeah,
I am not a fan of that person.
Rich, I'm just messing with you. I'm not being serious.
You want to hear a good version of that song though? Go watch Leapfrog Studios the version that Leo what's his I can never pronounce his last name right. He's a Norwegian guy.
What are you talking about? What is the name of the song?
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper.
Yeah, it's George Michael's song.
No,
Yeah, it's probably from when you were a kid, Armament.
No, I was probably a young adult at that point. And
no, you would have been in your teens, man. This is from the 80s. This was like right after Wham broke up.
Wait a minute. What? I was 18 in 1985.
Yeah, this would have been right after Wham broke up. You would have still been in your late teens.
Yeah, I have to go look and go. George Michael. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was having sex with his other buddy, the Wham guy on the side with the dark hair, and he'd come out and said, "Yeah, we're bisexual," and whatever. I don't know what song you're talking about. I probably didn't follow it, and I don't.
No, you
follow
probably
a
know
lot.
the song, but not the name because it's one of those ones where the chorus doesn't have the name of the song in the chorus.
You know something? I didn't follow Wham much. Okay, I didn't follow.
This song was a big hit. This song was a big hit in the mid '80s. Trust me, you know the song, you just don't know the name.
Yeah, I honestly, give me 3 bars. Let me name that tune, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you would say that, and then me forget completely what.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you're like, shit, I got to look this song up.
Yeah,
And I
it's one
can't
of those
remember what the
situations
song
where
was.
I know the
Just so
song.
I could
was
give
just singing
it to
last
the guy
night,
so
but I
he
can't
could
remember any of it.
That's funny. Yeah, I honestly, I probably heard it. I don't know. Yeah, songs, different names.
Okay. Armament Axis is one of the few songs from the 80s that started with a saxophone.
Okay, that was like a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs in the '80s that started with a saxophone.
Yeah, shit.
Okay, a slow jazzy style saxophone.
Bob
that doesn't
Seger.
have to be either.
Oh
Dire
God!
Straits.
All right.
What? Hey, what's the
We're
what's
talking
the other
about
one?
somebody that was born in like '84, so he doesn't know.
Yeah,
Michael Bolton was a cool name to have until that no talent ass clown started making music.
Yeah, it was.
Office Space.
Office Space.
You know what the worst part about Michael Bolton was? That guy started out as in a metal band. What the fuck happened to him?
I didn't know that. I
Yes,
didn't.
he started out in the metal band. He was a metal singer.
That's funny. That's so fucking funny.
That's why he had that super long hair. He had just left. His metal band had just failed, and so he went and started doing that shit.
You know something? I'm a professional musician, but I'm not. I don't make money. You know what makes you professional? As something you made money doing it. Okay. I made money being a musician. I ain't made shit being a musician for years. But a professional musician that came out of a metal band and then he sang these songs because the record company said, sing these songs. And he went, Michael Bolton. The name was cool until Office Space. Come on. So,
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
my stapler.
My stapler.
I love that movie. What are you going to do about money? I'm not going to worry about. How you pay your bills? I'm not going to pay them anymore.
The ratio of people is too big. The ratio of people to cake is too big.
You don't have enough flair.
I don't. I thought 20 pieces was good, right?
Yeah. Well, and do you realize the guy that's giving her the shit is it's the guy that the Beavis and Butthead dude that made the goddamn
Mike Judge.
That was him.
Yeah.
In a wig and a mustache going, well, we are required to have 20 pieces, but if you were excited more, you would have. And she's like, something, fuck this. I love that movie. The best part in that movie is, to me, the TPS reports and all that, but when crap, I'm trying to remember.
No. The best part where is where Bob, the people person, goes and unveils, guys, check this out. I finally made it. A jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah. He tried to kill himself until his wife opened the door, and
then some dude just hit him, and he made. Apparently, the settlement was ridiculous.
Yeah. But what's his name? Played in Band of Brothers. He's like, he's walking out, and the boss is going, yeah, I'm going to need you to come in on, and he just walks around him and goes out the door. And I'm like,
Okay, Peter, sounds great.
yeah, because honestly, that's me with my boss, because that's the understanding that I have with my boss. I don't work in an office. I drive a fucking dump truck. I do stupid shit. And that is,
I don't know if you can. I don't know if Rich really wants you talking about you dumping stuff everywhere.
yeah, whatever. The point is I guess I gotten to that point with my boss and this, and I've talked about my boss that owns Hog Farm and does it, but yeah, we got to a pretty good understanding. But I think about a lot of people that they work in an office and they work in a cubicle, and the shit that they do, and that at that time when that movie came out, it's like, oh my God, it rang so true. It's like, God, what a bunch of crock of shit that everybody goes through to deal with this dumb shit. And I don't know. Labor Day, Labor Day, because yeah, that's to celebrate us on laboring our ass off. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, you need to shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut up because yeah, I've had a couple drinks and I'm gonna.
Thank God he shut up.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, okay. And on that front, I will again
see if I give him any more money, right?
Last night on the telethon, none of us were drinking. Night Strike can verify this. None of us were drinking. If you watch it, it might be hard to believe, but
I wanted to put a breathalyzer on these guys, but unfortunately, they were thousands of miles away. So unfortunately, I couldn't do that. And yeah, I'm coming down with a cold or allergies right now, so I have sinus problems right now.
Oh, and our rendition of the Star Spangled Banner at the end was priceless.
It's not
priceless is an interesting choice.
Wait a minute.
Did you pay for it?
Did Snob sing it?
We all did.
Oh,
we all did. It was bad.
Oh, like it was priceless. Would you pay for it?
Probably not. I'm gonna have to go back and look. But really?
Yes. And at the end, somebody may have yelled "play ball."
And somebody might have
see, whenever I hear that at the end, I always want to yell, "Play ball."
I know it's so ingrained into people, especially if you watched baseball at any time in your life.
It's even worse. It's even worse, Rich, if you've ever played baseball at any time in your life, because they do the same thing at like the little league games and and the junior high and the high school games. They do the same damn thing.
I know. Every time the last verse, it's done. Play ball.
Right.
It's so ingrained in us in this country. If you've done anything involving baseball, and it's just like it doesn't sound right if somebody doesn't say it.
Well, the thing is you got kids. They do little league, and you watch Major League or college. What? Yeah, here you hear the freaking anthem, and then you go play ball. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, last night Kinky is out there. A lot of what happened last night was his fault because he kept making requests for songs. We had one guy kept trying to pay to get us to stop, and Kinky kept giving us requests. What was it that Kinky was getting mad that we wouldn't do? Because we had already done it, but I guess he might not have been there at the time. What song was it? Yeah, it was Paradise City, wasn't it? He kept wanting us to do Paradise City. He's like, dude, we had already done that. We ended up doing it again.
Oh, please take me down.
So what, y'all did karaoke to that, or I'm just wonder.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was a cappella more. We were singing with no music. we would sing like a verse and maybe a chorus of a song.
You know something? I'm gonna throw this at you from a musician standpoint that if you can sing or not, when you get into the music and you sing with the music, even though you might be out of key, does it make you feel good? Does it give you a
Hey, one thing's for sure, man. And if we sounded good, we didn't sound good, whatever. We were having fun last night. That's all.
exactly that was the point I was making. And this is the thing. If you're not going on stage performing and going, and yeah, I've done this shit. If you're not going on stage and going, well, I got to sing in key. If I sing off key, people might not clap. No, who the hell cares? During the live streams and the chats, when you're karaokeing and singing along, is everybody having a good time? Are you singing in the right key? Nobody cares. You know, it's just have fun, sing along.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of acapella, we actually did do "Don't Worry, Be Happy" as well. So we were doing acapella at one.
Don't worry, be happy if your house burns down and your car blows up. Don't worry,
Don't worry.
be happy.
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now.
Yeah, I want to find Bobby McFerrin and go, hey, I'm gonna grab Bobby McFerrin and go, look, my house blew up, Mike. Yeah. So
sometimes when you're a little rant, I'm like doing the.
I want to know. So what is the one rhythm that Snob knows that he does all songs to? You're talking about that.
Some country song. We don't know. We don't want to know.
I don't know what it is because
it's awful.
It's awful.
I don't listen to a lot of country, so I don't know what song it is.
I don't listen to much, but
yeah,
country.
Every song is in that tone. Every song is in that tune, and it becomes a country ballad.
You're also asking a lot of these unsophisticated people to talk about snow.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on. You can't expect everybody to understand Pavarotti. So
differing opinions, of course.
Yeah.
Opinions vary. They're like assholes. Everybody got one, and they usually stink, right?
If Snob is Pavarotti, he's the one that's from hell. Okay.
Wow, that's kind of a low blow.
Remember when he goes viral. When he goes viral because of one of those things, he's going to remember who his real fans were.
God, what are you saying? He's going to go viral like that guy from American Idol, that Korean guy?
Or is it going to go viral like
the only time Snob is got to go viral if he goes viral like the Maya Yahoo guy.
What?
Rich knows what I'm talking about.
The Maya who? What?
Maya haha.
Maya haha. Okay.
Yeah. Rich knows what I'm talking about.
Snob already has had one viral video. That holster making video.
Yeah, but that's
he didn't sing in it. That might be why.
I'm not cutting on anybody. I'm just laughing at everything everybody says.
Well, no, we were doing this to him last night. we're all singing tune. We're making fun of him and he's singing at the same time.
You know, the funny thing is y'all make fun of me and I don't care.
We were just having fun, man. It was like the audience.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, if you were there, you would have been having fun too. I mean,
yeah, I probably would have been laughing my butt off. So yeah, I get it.
It was just one of those perfect storms of things that came together, and
the perfect storm.
Has there been any other updates on the hurricane, by the way? Because last time I saw, they were saying it was going to hit Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina now.
They're saying that, but Rick Scott also said what he's worried about is the fact that it may not take a curve and it may go straight into Florida. And that's one of the senators for Florida, by the way.
Yeah, former governor, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the bald guy.
The bald guy.
Give me a minute. I actually bookmarked hurricane tracking. Give me a minute.
Oh God, don't do that. I don't want to hear about it. I've heard about it all day. I'm done.
Yeah, I saw when I was looking up stories about the Texas thing. We talked about that earlier.
No, I just it was no weather radar, blah blah blah. And I'm curious where it's at now.
The last time Night Strike went and got paranoid about a hurricane hitting, no hurricane hit him.
Yeah, I got pissed off. But apparently, the hurricane hit the Bahamas.
Yeah,
You have to ask your question. You have to ask the obvious question: what did those Bahamas know about the Clintons?
Yeah, in all seriousness, that hurricane hit the Bahamas, that hurricane hit the Bahamas with 220-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
What did those Bahamas know about the Clintons?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know.
Obviously, they wanted to shoot each other in the back of the head twice and call it a suicide. But yeah,
They're calling it a hurricane, so
They weren't suicided; they were hurricaned.
they were hurricanes.
And isn't Epstein's Island over there too?
It's somewhere in the Caribbean. I ain't sure where.
It's somewhere over there. Well, I'll tell you right now, that whole island's been wiped clean due to the hurricanes. So whatever dirt they had on it, it's gone now.
Ozzy said about last night. Ozzy says, "I was there. Nothing perfect about it." Now that's just being mean, Ozzy.
No, there wasn't. He was there. Ozzy knows. I'm sorry, Ozzy. I apologize.
Who gets that level of entertainment on when they're telethon things, though? Does Clover sing when he's having a telethon? No. Jerry Lewis telethon. Jerry Lewis sang during his telethon. Okay, we gave you a real telethon.
I really wish you hadn't.
That's the point. You invite us at like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, I forget what time it was, where all of us are dead tired, and you don't expect us to be stupid as hell? Come on.
Oh, I expect it.
Something? I just expect that anybody invites me at any time expect me to be stupid. So, I guess.
You know what made last night even more special? There was no Midnight Range, there was no Alan B. Pro, there was no Armament and Axis, and there was no Black Cat Outdoors, and we still did what we did. The 4 major people that are known to have things go sideways when they're in chats weren't there.
That's funny. I guess I'm one of the 4 that's known to have things go sideways.
Yeah, because we're a PG-13 show, and how many F-bombs have you dropped?
I guess that's a good moniker, because I don't know. That's funny. That's just funny. Hey,
I think we need an encore from last night, Rich.
Oh God, no! I know. We don't got the whole band together. The band's not here. We're missing Gary. We're missing Obnoxious. We're missing Snob.
We're missing Snob.
We gotta get the band back together, man. Come on.
I'm telling you, we're not
it's only half the band.
I'm telling you right now, we're not missing Snob at all.
Yeah, we are. He's the Peter Tork of the band.
Peter
Ooh.
Tork. Oh my god. Ah.
The worst part is Peter Tork was the most talented musician out of all of them. He actually was.
Yeah, he was. He was. That's just funny. Yeah, it's funny. Monkeys.
All right, I'm gonna go test something. So you keep streaming for a few more minutes. I gotta go test something.
What are you gonna
Okay, well,
test?
Midnight Range probably isn't doing his show tonight, so we got a bunch of time to kill.
Yeah, well, I got to test to see if it'll stream to another server that I've got set up. So that's what we're doing.
Well, let us know. That'd be
I'll
cool.
let you know when you can stop. All right, so keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Night Strike's going, oh, I'm going to try this and see if it works this way. Well, yeah, that's cool. I mean, thank God for the tech geeks.
Hey,
Because
you're not the one that has to administrate this, or shut up.
I'm just saying, thank God for the tech geeks because I don't tech geek.
We were talking about Snob. I just remembered something that happened last night when my wife's cat decided that she could sing better than Snob.
I probably could.
No. She actually came in the room and started.
So the cat came in and started
It
singing.
was George, and then Gary's like, "It better not be George. I'm not home. I'm at my daughter's." I'm like, "No, that's my wife's cat."
So you're telling me the cat sang better than Snob? But what?
Snob, I forget what Snob was singing. He's singing, and my wife's cat just comes in here and starts that cat thing.
So the cat sang better than Snob. That's interesting. Oh, that's too funny. That's just too funny.
I think Obnoxious was like, "Hey, Snob, the cat sings better than you do." Yeah, I forgot about that until just now because she was just here in the room. But yeah, the male didn't care; he didn't do anything. But she started doing that cat.
Sage rarely meows.
Yeah,
And when
he's
he does,
quiet.
it's a squeak more than a meow.
Yeah, it's usually when he gets his toys stuck in the furnace room that he starts. He goes nuts, clawing at the door and trying to get in there to get his little fuzzy toy, his mice and his little toy ball that he likes carrying around and batting around.
All I can say is, I raised cats and dogs over the year. Cats' personalities, dogs' personalities, but you got cats. If you're like, oh, cats are idiots. No, they're not. You got to learn their personality. It just...
We had a cat that would open a screen door to let himself outside.
Yeah, people don't give them credit. They're smarter than you think.
He literally would jump up, grab onto the latch because it was one of those ones with the push latch on it. He would jump up grab it with his front left paw, hold himself up with his with his left leg, and then use his right paw to push the latch to where he could get the door unlatched. It would swing open. He would go out, and he would turn around and push the door closed again.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart cat, don't you think?
He also liked water.
Then
Yeah.
your brother that we also had was a dum-dum, would see him do this, but instead would headbutt the door until it opened.
Yes, and we don't mean he would walk up to him and headbutt the door. He would go back 5-10 feet and take off at a full charge and just head down like a bull hitting that door.
Yeah, and he did his head and go, I meant to do that, even though, I'm a cool cat because I'm a cat and I'm cool. And yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you big dummy. What? Honestly, I don't know, man. I see people say dogs, cats, this, that. Something, you own animals, you're an animal lover, you do this, you do that, you raise them. They all got personalities. I don't give a crap what breed, snake, dog, cat, freaking horse. They all got personalities, and you learn their personalities, and that's just,
And
I don't know.
Hey, Rich.
It's like,
Rich, you still there?
What? Yeah.
I'm live streaming on my channel. I got we've got 2 live streams going simultaneously. So, congrats.
Cool.
It's working.
So you're doing your thing on that channel and here, and it's still working. Cool.
Yeah. Yep, it's still working. I can be on both. You can be on multiple chats. Hey,
I'm
how about
happy.
that? You can do multiple chats. We mind blown. Right there.
My mind's blown because I'm just here and I'm not going there. Whatever, dude. Oh, okay.
Hey, you can be on hit or miss and foreign and domestic at the same time. There you go.
Hey, he didn't do foreign or domestic tonight.
He didn't. Well, that's his problem.
I should send him a text going, "Hey, why not?"
But
He's
anyways,
on the road.
we're still live on the regular channel, so I gotta go fix that. So I'm gonna go take care of that.
Scott's out of town.
Yeah, Scotsman. Yeah, Scotsman is out of. Yeah, he's on the road. Alan B Pro was telling us on.
Scotsman?
Yeah, was it Patriots show that he was telling us about that Kingpin?
I can't remember. I ain't talked to him in a few days.
No, this was yesterday. I want to say it was on Patriots show that he was telling us. Yeah, that Scotsman's out of town, and he hinted that he was heading towards Iowa. So
Don't know.
Yeah.
I should send him a text and go, "Where you at, buddy?"
yeah, Alan B Pro was hinting that Scotsman was going to Iowa.
If he's headed toward Iowa, does that mean he's running for Democratic president too?
Probably not.
Probably not. He's not eligible. but
Or any of the Democrats?
yeah. I was going to say the Democrats don't mind immigrants, so they might try and bend the Constitution some more while they're at it.
just bend it a little more, right?
But yeah, the way Alan was talking, that Scotsman might be on his way to go meet up with him. So and that's why they weren't doing foreign and domestic tonight.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. Like I said, I should send him a text going, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" Shit, somebody just sent me a text. Oh, it was my son.
Christ. I don't even remember. What is that on Patriots? God damn it, it's on somebody's show. Somebody's show yesterday. I don't remember what show that was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Patriots show.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I know it wasn't Sarge's show. Sarge's show was right before we did the whole Night Strike thing last night.
All right. I turned it off.
Okay. I don't know. What the hell was that? Oh. Anyway. What are we doing for every second matters? Probably nothing because my wife's got to work all day tomorrow.
Preparing for a hurricane that may or may not hit me.
Yeah, it's going to sneak up behind you and just club you from behind.
I heard it was last I looked, it was going to hit the coast and then roll up the coast, and you're going to get some of it. And shit, even us in Ohio might get some of it.
Yeah, you'll get tropical depression.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, it's
We're more likely to get hit with something harder than you are.
Yeah. Well, you'll get
Rich, did you catch the GunTube video and the video on GunTube of how to stream with the chamber?
Doing it, aren't I?
I know, but you caught.
I watched your video.
It was rather straightforward, and if you screwed up, there's something wrong there.
Well, YouTube was wanting to be retarded earlier, but
well, that's YouTube then. Don't blame me for YouTube.
Yeah.
Our store got flagged as being in Florida, and so we had the hurricane preparedness being in effect for our store.
That's Walmart for you, I guess.
So one of our managers had to spend almost the entire day trying to get that fixed with corporate.
Did you hear what she was saying?
Well, I'm not surprised, being a former disgruntled ex-Walmart employee myself.
All 3 of my kids work at the local Walmart. It's like a 5-10 minute walk from here. So.
So basically, a bunch of different items no one could get more than 4 of, and everyone was pitching. Amongst other things.
Yeah, because when they put, I don't know how long ago you worked there, but the system they have now, the registers only let you ring so many items if they got that hurricane thing in effect in the area where you live.
Any other disaster.
Yeah.
Watch.
I worked for Walmart way back in the day. I mean, way back.
And the whole point
They did not have that system in place.
I worked for Walmart in 2003,
Oh,
right out of high school.
crap. That might have been about the time I worked for him, and I was not out of high school.
You want to hear something funny? My
Yes,
wife
we
worked
know,
for Walmart.
Grandpa.
at that
Thank you
same
for
time,
telling
too.
us.
Shut up, freaking kid.
All right,
Goddamn
Mr.
kid.
Rich, I'm off to
Calling me
bed.
grandpa.
Okay, Kingpin.
You
You
guys
guys think you want to plug real quick?
have a nice day off
Yeah.
tomorrow and all that kind of good stuff.
You too.
Yeah, you guys think you want to plug real quick before you go?
Yeah, happy every second matters, everybody. And continue to donate to the Indiegogo campaign stuff for guntube.org.
It's not up anymore. You can't donate to it anymore.
Yeah, that last night was that the
But
telethon was.
If
at the
you'd
very
still
end.
like to help and contribute to GunTube, go to paypal.me/GunTube,
Yeah.
and you can donate there.
So PayPal ain't screwed you yet?
No, PayPal ain't screwed me yet.
Yeah, I've heard PayPal screwing other people, but
Well,
I
it's because of how they do it.
Mike, I've donated. I don't know. I don't know how much I donated. I threw
You
$2.
don't donate enough. Shut up. You're fine.
Shut up, fucker. Something. I threw this money here, this money there, and I tried to throw more last night, and my prepaid said, "Well, you only got so much." Well, give $2. Look, if you can make this thing happen, if you can do this in your dream, I know what your dream is to make this happen, and man, and
You're living it.
I'm surprised PayPal ain't giving you because I heard things about
Because we're doing while yes, we're talking about gun stuff and we're discussing guns. Remember, all this stuff that we're using to do this is technology, and the
Right.
campaign was for technology, so that we could continue to talk about guns, so we continue to upload our videos, so we continue having these conversations, to get the message out there that if you don't fight for your Second Amendment right, who will?
right.
And you know what? That's using the First Amendment to defend the Second. And if PayPal goes after that, I'm going to sue their asses off, because all it is just because all this is really just talk. You're gonna block me for talking? Well, then, hey, I guess what? I got a nice lawyer that's gonna tell you otherwise.
Yeah, you got a nice lawyer that says what? First Amendment? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And PayPal says, well, we don't recognize the First Amendment because we're a corporation, and it's like, sorry, that don't work. That don't work when it comes to finance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, sorry.
Well, they're a
Sorry.
big corporation that wants to go, oh, we're going to, just like all the banks and all the other shit. It's like.
And it's funny because with, people say, well, what about Yankee? And Yankee was doing it a different way. And, he got in some trouble with his Indiegogo. But, remember, he was trying to sell patches. And patches is one thing. But he also has a lot of enemies. And I mean, like, a lot of really bad people that don't want to that actively try and work against them.
Guess what?
I really hope Yankee does go and press charges on that asshole. And I hope that asshole does either lose some money or get slapped with a cease and desist and taken to court.
Let me put it this way. I'm not a big Yankee fan, but I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not going to do anything I can to degrade him. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know who it was that did what they did to him, but it wasn't me. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't a lot of people that I know, but the person that did what they did, they're a fucking dick.
Love Yankee or hate Yankee, Yankee helped GunTube make that Indiegogo happen. So I don't care what anybody says about Yankee, love him or hate him. I'm supporting him because when it comes down to the wire and you need someone there to back you up, Yankee's there. I know it's weird, but he's there.
Like I said, I don't agree with a lot of his shit, but the thing I disagree with is somebody reporting him. I disagreed with that. I don't know who it was.
I did too, and I was worried if he supported my stuff, that they would do the same thing. They would do the same thing to me. And Yankee even said, "Yeah, if I promote this, I really hope they don't go after you for me promoting it." And I go, "Well, I hope not. I don't even know them." He goes, "Yeah, you're right. It'll probably be fine." But it's just the fact that he went ahead and did that anyways. And they didn't say anything or do anything to me. So again, I'm just glad that they didn't. But even if they did, I'm building an infrastructure. I'm building a website and servers that are just primarily used for voice chats. So if you're going to go after that, then there's tons of other laws you're breaking by doing that. And I really hope that person who did that to Yankee really gets slapped with a ton of laws that he's infringed on.
Yeah, like I said, there was all the accusation, this one and that one, and he didn't come out and say who it was, and I don't know who it was, but I really thought it was a low blow. Even as much as I don't give two shits about Yankee and I don't agree with him, but for somebody to do what they did to him, I was like, that's pretty fucking low blow. I mean, that's just low. And as much as love him or hate him, Yankee's very pro 2A, even though he's a liberal. But for somebody to come out and go, "Oh, well, you're making a video and you're making money off this, and we're gonna red flag you through YouTube or whatever the hell they did," I'm like, "What? Why'd you do that? Why?" I mean, I'm subscribed to a lot of channels.
Hey, hold on. Yankee even said himself that the extra money he was going to get with the Indiegogo would be going towards more patches and funding some of the project that he's doing, like giving pistols away to people that need them.
Right.
That's what that money was going for. That way, it's not like that money was going to fill and line his pockets. It was going to be used towards the other projects that he's already doing already. And if it turns out that someone lost the gun because they didn't win, or Yankee couldn't give them that gun, and it's on that person. It's on that person who went and reported Yankee. It really is.
I like I said, man, I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff and blah blah blah, but the stuff that he does and he gives guns away, and yet it's like whoever this person was that, and I watched the video and what he said was like, "Oh yeah, this guy is like, he shoots guns on his channel, but he red flagged us," or whatever the hell you want to call it, on YouTube, and flagged him and reported him. And I'm like, what? Really? I don't like the guy all that much, but what he was doing that you red flagged him for was bullshit. What? The problem is there's too many of us out there that, "Oh, I don't like this guy," or "I don't like that guy." But if you're going to go that far to, throw a strike or a red flag or whatever you want to call it, man, that's pretty low. To me, that's low.
That is not only low, but that is also borderline illegal.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. You're doing it.
And it's also a fact that it was done via it was done via under false pretenses as a red flag.
A lot of things are done on false pretenses as a red flag, and yeah, it's
Anyways,
silly.
on that, I'm jumping out. I'm gonna go talk to some people, take care of some things. And I'm going to bed because my allergies are killing me.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed too. Good
So,
chatting with you, brother.
Rich, I'm sorry. I don't mean to, jump in, take over your show, and run, but I'm gonna have to do that. So,
Well, you know, a big,
You got anything you want to plug before you go? 'Cause probably gonna have to start wrapping this up soon anyway.
yeah, just check out guntube.org. Check out patreon.com/guntube, and or check out paypal.me/guntube and help out if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. We're good so far with the Indiegogo, but every bit helps because this stuff ain't cheap. These servers ain't cheap, and this hardware ain't cheap. And we may be needing more hardware bandwidth or servers depending on how well this goes. So just if you can help out, help out. If you can't, well, at least support us. Get the message out there. All right. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Yep. Later, man.
Peace, brother. Hope the Indiegogo money helps.
You got anything you want to plug real quick?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Since you said you got to get ready to go to bed too.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I guess we're gonna shoot tomorrow. We're gonna do it today, but it rained. Hope to make a video tomorrow. We got lots of content to do. Shit, we got so much content, and I've gotten to the point where I just want to go out and make a video and just throw it up because editing sucks. But other than that, man, thank you for inviting me. Find us on YouTube, of course, Armament and Axes. I think I'm on Twitter. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I got an Armament and Axes there. Yeah, whatever. That's
you're on the Instagrams too, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't do much there though. Honestly, I got 2 Instagram accounts. I started one under Armament and Axes, and then it was Armament, and I don't know. I don't do much there. Instagram's mostly phone related, take pictures, do that. I don't do much there, but yeah, we're there. Anyway, thanks, buddy. Good hanging out.
Yep. And with that, folks, we are going to call it a night. I don't think Midnight Range is going to be doing anything tonight because he dropped in earlier and said that they weren't home, and he probably wasn't going to be home in time to do anything. So he also said that if he can't tonight, he might do a makeup show tomorrow. So I'm guessing he's off tomorrow for Labor Day. So be on the lookout for that if he does go live tomorrow and whatnot. So with that, we will bid you all a good night, and we will catch you later. And do not pee in the cold box. Don't do that. That's bad. It ruins food. It's not a pretty sight. It's a bitch to clean. Don't do that. And,
Peace to all. Stay 2A strong, right?
yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me do Night Strike. Shall not be in fridge. Did I yell it loud enough?
I don't know.
Anyway,
It says we're live. How the hell do I turn this off?
hit it with a
Where's
hammer.
the turn off button? Ah, there we go.
Just hit it with a hammer. You'll be all right.